The stream. Hello, guys. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Grateful Mama. 420 is right around the corners. 2 days from now. 2 days from now. Well, I guess like 1 day from now. It's pretty much the 19th. We're at the end of the day today. On the 18th. And then it's also Easter, which is, I guess, cool. I don't know. It got really warm. Like, I went outside and I was like, what the fuck? It's 8 p.m. It was super windy and shit like all day, and then at 8 p.m. it got really warm. So I'm hoping that Easter / 420 is warm. Maybe we can go into the forest and celebrate Easter / April the 20th. I'm wondering if maybe it's because I talk about narcotics sometimes in the first couple of minutes that I got demonetized the other day. Hello, Diane. Hello, Vegas Struckus. Hello, Travis T. Tinkerbell Hippie Mudpit. Mudpit, how you doing? So yeah, today I don't think really anything happened. Tony Michael Downs is still in jail. As far as I know, I don't know. I haven't checked in like a couple hours, but like a couple hours ago, he's still in jail. So that's just fantastic. Not actually. Yeah, he still hasn't posted anything. Fucking Tony. Who is this? Don't know. What else we got? Oh, the one thing that like may not be Jamesy is Brooke went into a fucking jungle. She said, "Have you ever been in a real jungle before?" So I guess like maybe we could just see what that was about. I mean, it looks like she's on a road, not a jungle. And then she's back in the truck by like 53 minutes in, and she's also not in the jungle until. Is it the jungle? I don't know. We can like poke around a bit. She went back in the jungle. I don't know. Do you guys care about Brooke in the jungle? You guys want to see Brooke in the jungle? Cold and windy here? No, I don't think it's not in Vegas. In whatchamacallit, where I live, Barrie, Ontario. But well, not anymore. It's warm. Apparently it's gonna rain. Violating DV protective order. Yeah, that's why. Did someone ask why what's his face is in jail? Why Tony is in jail? Yeah, what was Tony arrested for? Yeah, he wasn't supposed to show up to Pauly G's place, even though his stuff is there. There's restraint. Pauly G. Originally, I thought Pauly G had the restraining order on Tony with Tony's mom, but apparently it's Tony's mom, and I think Pauly G's brother or his mom's brother. So it's he didn't refer to him as his uncle though. I just figured like it would be his uncle if like that was it. But he was like, "And Pauly G's brother have a restraining order on me." That's how I remember it in my head. So that's why I think it's Pauly G's brother. But who knows? Either way, he wasn't supposed to be there. He went there with his gloves, his white gloves. He got a Walmart, and then went to jail. So that's no bueno at all. That's no good at all. Did I show you guys the mugshot? I think if you're in the Discord, you've seen the mugshot. But let me Zippity doo dah day. Let me get this phone up here. Yeah, all the messages from me because I don't really message. Here we go. This is his. Can we do a better window? Probably. The mugshot. Free the ladies, man. He seems happy. He's happy in every situation. Oh, you want to 86 me from life? You want to send me to jail? That's fine. That's fine. Ladies, man, worker. I'll be selling my photos in the jail. You wait and see. I'm not doing a very good accent. I haven't heard Tony's voice in like 3 fucking days, so I don't know. The accent's not there. But that's the mugshot. Jail is probably like a sleepover to him. Probably, I don't know. He's like a really nice guy. It's hard to be mad at him unless I guess you're homophobic or anti-sex work. But like, because the landlord hates it. But the landlord also, he's not getting paid. He's supposed to be getting paid, and he's not. So that could be like, maybe he would be cool with him if he just got paid. He would still be homophobic, but he wouldn't be like fist fighting Tony over it. Who knows? I don't fucking know. But I think in jail he'd get along pretty good with everybody, just because he's. Maybe I'm really crazy actually, because he gets kicked out of everywhere. So I was gonna say he gets along with everyone, but not really, because all we see him do is get into confrontations with people. So maybe I'm the crazy one. Maybe I'm the problem. Anyways, do you want to see Brooke in the Jungle real quick? I haven't seen this yet, so I was like, this is at least a different terrain. There's a different surroundings. Let's see what she's up to.
Hey, me.
Oh, look, that looks pretty crazy. It reminds me of Tarzan.
I don't know why I don't see people out here taking photography, and like, this is the prime. I might actually.
Well, I mean, like, it does look, it looks really nice, but I like palm trees and shit. So I might just, it looks like a swamp, to be honest. I was just about to ask, did Tarzan take place in Florida? But I don't think so. Wait, no, did Tarzan take place in Florida? What of the times? What was the times of Tarzan? Was it like the 1800s or was it like the 1900s? Maybe it was Florida. Where is Tarzan? I'll just look it up.
One day do my wedding pictures in here. You can't really see on this crappy Android how beautiful this place is. But I'm telling you, it's like.
Oh, never mind. He's he's from the African jungle. I'm crazy.
Chef's kiss. I have no idea where I'm going. Hell, and you can get in here for $5 and go wherever you want to take pictures. They ain't gonna stop you. They don't care.
Yeah, I don't know what animals were in America before it got like colonized. I guess not leopards and chimps. But who knows? I don't know. I don't know history that good, or geography. Geography and history, I don't know. I'm not the one.
You just have to pay a photographer to come do
Unless it's like lolcow history. I'm pretty good at like crazy people history.
one for you. I mean, it's just beautiful scenery. Oh, this weather's catching up to me. I gotta pee so bad, y'all. I don't think I'm anywhere near a bathroom now. I went the opposite way. I should have used it when we were at the camp store. Okay. Ooh, what feather is that?
Probably just shouldn't be picking up feather. I was told to not pick up feathers as a kid. They're like, you're gonna get a disease. Are you supposed to just pick up feathers?
Feather. Oh, look, there's a bunch of them. Might all like a matcha. Yeah, you know that's got Excedrin. Oh, look at this. That's got Excedrin in it, Shelby. That's what makes mine all so great. Look how pretty this is. Y'all can't, y'all. I get so mad because I'm looking at it with my eyeballs and it's gorgeous, but then I look through the camera and it doesn't look the same. This is actually really cool. Let's see if it looks different from this. Oh, something moved. Yeah, that looks way different. Yeah, that Midol was good stuff, Shelby. That's what Excedrin is. Excedrin is the same thing. It's antihistamine mixed with caffeine. And I ain't been taking those. I ain't had an Excedrin since the last time I took one on camera, which was about a week ago.
Wait, was Tarzan a real person or was he like James Bond?
I've been laying off all the caffeine.
James Bond of the jungle, though.
And that's kind of one of the reasons I've been, I guess, down in the dumps. Not really down in the dumps. I mean, I've been ovulating. That makes me feel like crap. So, I don't know. I guess I'll snap back next week.
Okay, no. Yeah, he's not really. He's a fictional character created by Edgar Rice. So he's like the James Bond of the jungle.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be disrespectful to the real life Tarzan if there was one, that's all.
That Excedrin is good stuff. It ain't good for you, though. Stuff that has that, and I don't know if I'm saying it right. It might not be antihistamine. It might be. Shit. Oh, I see you. Hey. Say hey for the camera. There's a lizard.
I was gonna say, she's saying hi to the tree? Like, where did I see a lizard? Did you guys see a lizard?
You. Hey.
She needs a better phone. I'm really trying to find a lizard. I see this thing poking out of the tree, but I don't think that's a lizard. Must be camouflaged. You guys see a lizard?
Say hey for the camera. There's a lizard. That river.
Unless Brooke thinks a tree's a lizard.
I can't think it. Is it Tylenol? Is what it is what I'm trying to say. This stuff's bad for you.
Acetaminophen?
They say that ibuprofen is a better option, but I can't tell. It causes me, naproxen, sodium too. Both of them cause me to have extreme heartburn.
Well, you're an ex-heroin addict, Brooke. I'd imagine that, like, any Tylenol or Advil wouldn't do shit for you. Like, why are we even taking Tylenol or Advil? In the like, wait, that doesn't... I don't know, man.
How far have we been? My legs hurt.
Not the HRH, how you doing? I covered, what's his face the other day? Captain Alex. Because he's a crazy individual. This is just Brooke lost in a forest right now. But this is also, I guess, Florida. So it's kind of like a good pre-show. But I'll get James. I have James up over here. You know, doing his James stuff. I was just interested in what jungle Brooke was talking about here.
What the? This bitch. Sorry. She ain't worth a shit. Swear to God, I'm literally walking my ass off right now and she ain't even down helping me. You heifer.
Yeah, he's Canadian. Captain Alex is Canadian. He has that Niagara Falls fucking thermostat.
I have no idea where I'm going. Oh, there's a stream over there. Wow. Oh, it's my jam. Look at this. I'm looking for animals. I think I'll have to shut my mouth.
Do we have transcripts? No. That sucks.
Ooh, the flies. I don't know which way the trail goes.
I mean, I guess we get the gist of it. She walked around in the quote-unquote jungle for a while, and then went back into the jungle.
Can y'all see this?
Yes, no, it's fucking shit. Yeah, she needs better service. She was bitching about Verizon the other day. Was it Verizon? Alright, this is James in Florida. This is, okay, so... what was it, -2? This is 2 weeks. We're on day 14 in Florida. And so far, what has he been up to? The last time we saw him, he was in the airport. He did not get on a plane. After the airport, he got into a fight with the subway manager, said he was going to get him fired and stuff. He has 2 different shoes. He's got like a sandal and then like this, not cast, but carpal tunnel foot thing. He's claiming his foot's broken. He's going to say the other one's sprained soon. He's trying to get a train ticket. I think that was the last thing we did. And then other than that, he slept with a homeless person and he did not walk through all that stuff. That was in South Carolina. I can't remember the other stuff he did. But if you've been watching the Florida James stuff, you know that's where we're at.
This is so sad. I gotta get him down.
Whoops, that's Brooke.
You know, like I said, I can't stick around.
Why is he whispering? Hold on, let me put that up.
But
we're having trouble loading this live video. Where was this? It's on Instagram. Oh.
But for now, I'm definitely enjoying myself.
This one doesn't have transcripts either. That's great. I can make transcripts. Hold on. Why does everything not have transcripts?
And see, with these southern women, I get confused because sometimes they're traditional and sometimes they're not.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to like bump it up a lot. But I'm scared because when he switches over to normal audio, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be loud. What okay, let's bump it up to 300. That should be alright. Let's try that.
And I want to admire their beauty, but I don't know. I don't always know if that's the preference, you know what I'm saying? And oftentimes I never find out until it's too late. Either I didn't look and I should have, or I should have looked and I did.
He must be in the library, so he's just being really horny and quiet in the library. Can you hear him?
So, this time I definitely looked. There are times when a woman's so beautiful, I'm not going to turn myself down. I definitely will. But the part was, Tampa has a lot of resources. I'll tell you what, that's the thing, is like, it's not that I really need resources. It's, I can relax and let my foot heal up. And like I said, what I went through recently kind of helped me out, where no matter what, I always have access to, food and housing, whatever it might be. Whether I'm dealing with the people at the bottom part of society, whether I'm dealing with people in the middle, or I'm dealing with people in the higher class, I always got some sort of opportunity coming my way. It's just about accessing those opportunities as opposed to trying to access baseline resources that I know I don't need. It's not fair for me to be reaching out for those resources when I know that I could get help elsewhere. It's not the right thing to do. So, I'd rather make a trade with someone in the middle class than go and get myself on assistance if I don't need to. You know what I'm saying? If I needed it, it would be different, but I don't. So.
James is saying he doesn't need assistance. James's whole thing, his whole reason he goes on live is for assistance. Very specific assistance. He needs specific gift cards and shit. You can't just give him money because he's sovereign.
And then there's always something, you know. And also remember, guys, is the people that if you really want to make it in life and you want to do what you gotta do, you can't get overly emotional. I will say this, especially as a man. You cannot let your emotions get the best of you, or you will be dominated and you will fall off and eventually lose. And that loss will become long term unless you can maintain control of your emotions without assistance for the most part. And sometimes it takes a little personal isolation every now and again just to get one's head straight. And this is advice for men, is to say, if you are in a position of psycho-emotional vulnerability.
Okay. I have located where the stream switches to like normal audio so we don't like get our ears killed. So I'll keep an eye on it. So don't worry about that. Unless I forget, and then you can yell at me if we get like some crazy ear stuff.
And you do not have any prior experience of maintaining discipline on that level, make sure that you step away from whoever you're around and get yourself paced mentally before you step back in, because people will 100% absolutely take advantage of that mental vulnerability without your consent. It's what we do as creatures. We are selfish creatures, and it's what we do. It's just Orlando's more tourist-based, and don't tolerate a lot. You would be surprised. My gosh, you would be surprised at how much Orlando is willing to tolerate. They at least appear to be rather lenient with pretty much everybody. Like, I can't even tell you how many homeless they have in this city. And I mean, it's not even the homeless I'm seeing getting like arrested or dealing with the cops. It's like the cops, the dealings that I've seen with the cops have been no, I don't know the status of the person that was like stealing from Target or whatever they were doing, but they were picking somebody up from Target. Another one was a car getting towed, and then another one was just some drunk kid at the club or the bar or whatever.
This is really spooky. I don't think my mic can hear when I whisper. Can I hear this? No, I don't think the audio bars. This is the fuck, James.
But I have seen the homeless community have a single run-in with the police since I've been here. But I've also not been here that long, so I don't know. But it seems to me that what they're doing is pulling their money from the middle class.
This would be like, is there a niche for this? Like insane ASMR ramblings? I don't even remember this. I think like because I was probably doing this on a phone and stuff, I didn't have headphones in and I couldn't like bump it up because we don't listen to it in OBS. I don't even think we listened to this because I was like, it's too low. But I have it like jacked up. What a weird fucking guy. He must be in a library.
They're making their money on the middle class as opposed to the homeless, which would make sense because they're trying to get more people off the street, and putting them in jail or prison is going to help, or it's not going to help. It's not going to fix the problem. And that's something I'm seeing about this area that's rather rare. A lot of these old school areas and old-fashioned areas, they'll just keep trying the same stuff that never worked to begin with to solve the problem. Whereas Orlando is actually innovating and they're actually shifting and making smarter decisions as far as how to re-articulate the community and shift the population back into circulation. So it's actually really impressive. And their library is badass. Anyway. Yeah, I actually think that when I leave this town, I'll have a couple of places to recommend to go to. And I might not actually.
I think he's in a library, Amber.
Write this one off. This might end up being one that I decide to have good things to say about. We'll see, but so far so good. I know you guys think that some of the stuff that I dealt with was like horrible, but some of it's rather typical, and you just.
I do remember in California, what the fuck? He was going to the library a lot and he was playing Call of Duty. He was training for the big tournament. And then the tournament came and went and we never heard about it. So I don't think he won the big tournament, but he was pretty sure he was going to win. He was like, you guys just wait. You guys just wait until Sunday after the big tournament. I'm going to have so much money. I'm not going to be on the streets anymore. And then on Monday, he was still on the streets. He never talked about it. It was like that time he was like, I'm going to email the FBI. Okay? And if they don't get back to me, I'm never going to talk about it again. But if they do, you guys are all in big trouble. Then there was that time, what the fuck did he say? He said personally that he contacted the FBI and what was it? The IRS. Interpol? Interpol and the FBI about me and Conger. And there was a third person. I can't remember the third person. Was it Chris? For some reason, I don't think it was Chris, but it must have been Chris. Like, who else would it have been?
Just gotta let it roll off your back. And that was always the struggle I had with the last woman I was with. We were together for a while, but, you know, I knew how to handle stuff, and she just didn't want to. You know, she was very, very intolerant when it came to difficult situations. And she always got mad at me when I wouldn't retaliate or take things out on people. It just wasn't the right thing to do because I had the strength to move on, but I didn't think enough about her because I didn't realize she didn't have the strength to just move on from what was done to her or what was done to us.
I was gonna say Emily. I have the sign up. I forgot to put the sign up before. But there you can actually see books back here. It's just flip. Let me see if I can fix that. I have a plugin to fix that. We can't do picture in picture with it. So let me I think that the command is fuck. What is alt? There we go. Look. Haha. Haha. All right. I guess I could look. See? Those are books. That's a shelf of books. Let's see if we can make it any bigger. Oh. Okay. That's as big as she goes.
You know, when those things were done to us. Because that was what I said, you know, just move on, just let it go. She wasn't able to let it go the way I was able to. So, is what it is. I mean, what could I do? I can't force her to move on, but I'm also not gonna stay in the past. If I'm over it, I'm over it. And she wouldn't let me help her get over it. So, you know, if that's her process, then she's gotta be with somebody else, because I'm not. You guys would not like me if I was like that. Oh boy. You would not. So, let's just stick to forgive and forget. Keep moving forward. Some people just aren't meant to be together.
I just imagine like you're held hostage with James fucking Soroka, and you're supposed to be quiet because the captors are gonna fucking find you, and he just won't shut the fuck up. Like even when we're hiding, like he's just whispering insane nonsense in your ear. I would go crazy. I would be like, you'd have to worry about me, not the fucking captors. Captors? Yeah, captors.
That's you accept that with whoever you're dealing with. These are your kids. And then you end up making love to somebody you don't even know. And the next day you're a brand new man and realize, hey, I'm okay now. And I moved on into a new life. That's what it did for me. You know? And now you see just how much pressure I have on me. But like I said, the more
Yeah, I think he's either whispering about sweet ass or his ex, but it's hard to tell because he's whispering. And my brain just kind of tunes James up by default sometimes, especially when he's whispering, actually. I just like it's kind of like chalkboard feeling.
pressure you deal with, the better you get with handling the pressure. And eventually you're able to carry it. And then you just keep packing on the weight. The more you can carry, the more you start carrying. And my recommendation is just to continue to increase the weight that you carry the further along you go. Having somebody with me in my life really taught me how to carry a lot of weight, because I carried all her baggage and my own, and then continued to increase mine and decrease hers. And then when she left, you know, that helping hand on mine, she took it off. You know, she said, oh, good luck. Well, guess what? I already carried more than that before. She just didn't know it. So, I was fine. Alright. Anyway, story time's over.
All right. Okay, this is actually a problem. I don't know. I'm supposed to be paying attention to the time. Okay, in like a minute and a half, it's gonna get loud again, and I gotta make sure that we're down. I'm gonna flip it, put my thing down, flip it in reverse. I'm gonna put it back to how it was before, just so I can keep an eye on it over here. And my things are just being a little crazy. There we go.
We have 2 minutes. I'm bang, welcome to the broadcast. We have 2 more minutes until the broadcast is maximized. I think that's about an hour, and it may end up posting to Instagram. It may not. Like I said, I'm not operating on the I'm operating on the newest iPhones, but it's not the highest end one, so it might not. I don't know for sure. But hopefully, when you guys record the broadcast, maybe you can just throw it right up there on the internet somewhere for people to watch. But you know, either way, thanks for stopping in.
Whoops.
Oh, if there's anybody that's willing to help with like name tracker or Greyhound or something like that, I'd appreciate it. And also, no food gift cards, anything like that. You guys know I'm always fiending. No matter how much I'm making, I always want more. So anything you got, you want to throw my way, I appreciate you. You know I always got you. If there's things that you need, I'll make sure you get it.
James doesn't have anybody. What do you mean? You know I got you.
But right now I gotta start packing on 8 pounds. I decided it'd be a long journey. And one place or a long journey. You know, a lot of places, but either way, it's time to eat. Oh, and clothing. That's another thing. Is actually I gotta get some new clothes. So,
Baba Yaga? I've never heard of that one. What was that from? Baba Yaga.
if there's anybody that has something sitting around as far as that goes, definitely hit me up. I gotta get shoes, I gotta get pants and shirt and all that. And admittedly, a nice shower would be freaking amazing because we are no longer by the ocean. Thank you, you too, Joey. Peace, brother. Bye, everybody.
All right, let me turn it down before bad things happen. Oh wait, what I don't need to open it to do that. I can just do this. That should be good.
Don't forget to follow.
I tried going down to this
Well, that hurt my ears. You guys should be good though, I think.
coalition for the homeless place, and I'll tell you, the place is a joke. They got I was gonna go in, but
Why did he sound Canadian there? It was like, it's a joke, eh? Like,
and I'll tell you, the place is a joke. They got
place is a joke. Why does he sound like that?
I was gonna go in, but they don't even have anything set up right or anything. So, and I mean, it's even the security guard. You can see in her eyes that she is so high on drugs. So I'm taking a walk. It's not even worth it. This is easier to figure out on my own. It's gonna take the next week and figure it out.
Place is a joke, eh? A bunch of hosers. Alright, let me see. I gotta refresh it, but what the fuck, James? I republished the transcripts, so we should have transcripts now. Let me see. Yeah, we do. Why do I have to do that? Like, the transcripts were already generated when I went in, like, to the editor, but I just had to republish them. Like, I didn't make any changes. I just, like, republished them, even though it said it was already published, but it didn't let me see them before, so I couldn't, like, jump ahead. Because James will just sit here in silence until, like, I find words he's speaking. 46 minutes. Okay, let's see. Was he talking before?
I don't know. I'm gonna order my first cup of the day, and I'll let you know. Places like this, it's brewed fresh each day, and it's like, it doesn't always taste the same. Ooh, Ulysses. Oh, I forgot. What is with the bots and that? Like, that's the one line that you have to play. Everything else is like pretty kosher.
Why is his microphone so bad in some streams and they're like fine in other ones? This is on Bigo. Like, Bigo's audio is usually fine. Like, I don't have to like mess around with Bigo usually ever.
Waiting on that message. Still waiting on that DM.
He just has hand over it or something.
Waiting for him to message you first. I'm not gonna. Tell you, I'm not gonna do it. I did the first time. Not again. Not again. Just making you wait. Well, I'll tell you what. I sure could appreciate some companionship right about now. Stressed. Very stressed.
Bleh. No, for real. This is yeah, that's what it was. But no, fuck that shit. We'll just make him fucking crazy.
Because I'm worth it. That I believe. That I believe.
Totally worth it.
Good afternoon, Feed Peace family. How are you? What would at least be nice would be a little message with just a picture of your face so I know what you look like. So, oh, that's right. Or iMessage. We're on it. Chilling at the pool. Nice. Nice. There's this woman walking around town. She's super attractive. I swear she looks like Charlie D'Amelio. My goodness, is she freaking cute. She's like the real life version. And to me, the real life versions are more attractive.
What? Who's Charlie D'Amelio? It's not in the people mentioned section. He's saying the real life versions are more attractive than the actual person. Is that a fictional character, Charlie D'Amelio? I don't fucking know. Hold on, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Charlie D'Amelio.
But anyway, because they're because until you meet it's just regular people are more personable. They're more
American media personality and dancer. No, this is an actual person. So what is he saying, that a person that looks like another person is more attractive than the actual person? That makes no fucking sense, James. Also, what the fuck? They're 20 years old? That means, like, 2 years ago, they only would... Or wait. How many years ago was this? This is 2023. We're in 2025 right now. Okay, yeah, that's 2 years ago. I thought it was 3 years ago for a sec. I was like, this chick would have been fucking 17. She was 18. That's still, like, really young, James, for you to be like, oh, look at this chick. It's fucking James. He's like 30 here. Wait, is he 30? It's 28 here.
approachable and less difficult to decipher. Whereas the ones who are like the real deal, as they call them, tougher to learn about. What's up, Polly? How are you? Try saying a joke. What's a good joke?
It's a good thing James isn't trying to be like a stand-up comedian.
Oh man, I could, but I shouldn't go there.
What is it, racist?
I could, but I won't go there. Never again. I was gonna make a really mean joke. As a car joke.
A car joke? I think we can handle a car joke, James.
If you haven't noticed, it's kind of a thing.
I think the cars can handle it.
What's a good joke?
We literally can't know the car joke? He's not going to tell us?
I say right about now my alcohol tolerance. Right about now, I could probably take down a beer and be tipsy. I'm so tired.
That's a joke?
So I'd say that'd be a good joke. So, alcohol tolerance.
I don't think James knows what a pun or a joke is.
It's the older ladies. I'm telling you, these younger ladies are super cute. But ever since that older lady, I'm telling you, it's not the same. It's just that that cougar. It's not the same anymore.
That sweet ass cougar? Cougar with the sweet ass?
I'd have to find one that there's this guy walking around the businesses harassing everybody
You?
about like voting registration or something like that.
Oh no, not you.
Were you waiting to message you? I missed that. Froze up. It's a secret. Ain't gotta worry about who. My little secret. But seriously. Yo, there ain't nothing like an A1 day one. I got some new day ones, so. Oh, and I figured out that some people have been watching my show longer than they admitted, and that they were fans before I ever met them in real life. And it explains a lot about their behavior once we met and started hanging out.
You don't hang out with anyone. Who the fuck are you talking about? Josh? Just reminiscing on the old days?
Are you a Florida based voter? I am. I already did that.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you a second. Text. Alright, so I got. Just give me like 2 seconds. Now this, I'll tell you, it's gonna be. Ooh, there's too many people on that side. Oh, there's even more people on that side. There's a lot of people here today. This is gonna be a nice little integration.
Did we just like blast music in all the stores in Orlando? Why is it so loud in every store James goes into? I want the music to be so loud that I forget where I am and why I'm there.
Yes. Thank you.
What is this place? They knew his name already. They were like, James? And he said, yes. And then he said, thank you. And he also said before he went in, watch this is going to be cool. And I just assumed he was just going to go in and ramble about nonsense. Maybe he's picking up an order Josh plays for him. We have an over-under if he's going live. Do I have like insider information to know if James is going live? I do not, but I could try to see. Maybe I can poke. I don't know. Let me see.
All right, OG time. Oh, I've been waiting a while to pull this out. Oh, and it's not all that tricky either. It's pretty straightforward, very effective, and you don't even got to put the work in because they know exactly what they're doing. Oh man, I don't care if you don't believe in something out there. There's got to be something. It's aliens. There's something out there. Life is good, man. Friggin' A.
So you're not allowed to come by here?
You're not? Definitely are. Yo, you ever hear someone say not allowed? Isn't that cute in our country? The phrase not allowed. Or allowed or not allowed to do something. Yo. That's gonna be fun. I'll tell you the honest truth. I don't know what's gonna come of this situation, but I know it's gonna be good, whatever it is. This is officially where the surface gets broken. This is officially where the bottom layer, we break from the bottom layer into the next piece of things. I know I've come to a point where I'm saying things to you that you have no idea what I'm saying, because I have not explained myself at all.
Well, and that because that didn't actually happen, we just remained stagnant. Little bits of luck here and there.
But it's gonna be amazing. See, there's a big difference between some dude on a conference call talking super loud and being annoying, and an absolutely drop dead gorgeous woman who has a voice of an angel. You talk as loud as you want. It's not just personal preference or bias. It is one voice is super annoying, and he thought he had the voice of an angel, and I'm probably super annoying, honestly.
You went live today, Emily, but it was just like Call of Duty.
And then, you hear that. I mean, that shuts me up. I start listening because I know exactly who to listen to when they're talking. Oftentimes based on the sound of their voice. Some of them, it's either a super sweet voice or they don't say a word. And that's when I know I'm listening to what I'm supposed to. Oh.
Wow.
And you have to remember my background and the family that I come from, as far as like my personality. All right, I'm a natural jokester. I'm always gonna be joking around and laughing around, even in the most serious things. I'm gonna be joking around. It's who I am. It's part of who I am. And why do I say that? Because you guys are asking me about who up in my inbox and my DMs. It's personal. I know you guys say you're like everything's business in this country, and I get it, but I don't roll that way. You got to have a little spice, preferably ice spice. Because if you don't have a little bit of something going on, if you don't have a little bit of flavor, now do I drink black coffee straight? You best believe I do. Will I take a shot of espresso? I'll take 5 or 6 of them.
Because he's a maniac.
I'll have them like one nice little concentrated thing. And you guys literally saw me do it.
That wasn't even COD, Black Mass. That was crunker.io. So if you just type in crunker with a K.io into your web browser, it's like a Minecraft version of Call of Duty. It's like the free Minecraft version of Call of Duty. He couldn't even afford real Call of Duty. I don't think he's ever played real Call of Duty, like on a console or a game system. I haven't seen it. I've only seen him play mobile, or I've seen, when he has a computer, him play like some fucking knockoff Call of Duty. Like, Truther? When he played, what the hell was it? Creative Destruction instead of Fortnite, but he just called it Fortnite. It's like that shit.
I'm gonna say less. Stephanie, thanks for the follow. Yeah, see, my biggest issue is, think of it. That takes a lot of gonads, bro. It's like I want them to not be doing the voter thing, but at the same time, you actually kind of got to respect how much, focus, like, you really got to be determined to be willing to chase people around the street illegally, asking them whether or not they're registered voters.
So Tony went to jail for violating the restraining order he has on, his mom has, and his dad's brother has on him. Remember, he's gonna go fight. He's gonna go fight Pauly G. Pauly G was like, if you come here, you're gonna get arrested. So he's in jail for violating restraining order.
Like, you really gotta be friggin' driven. So, like I said, as much as it is an irritation, I'm highly impressed. Admittedly, I really am. And then the one thing I love most about this country is the integration of it all. Where when you're humble enough to accept the fact, and it is a fact, one man's doing one thing, another man's doing another. You're in different worlds, but you're technically doing the same thing. Might be on different social levels and whatnot. I can personally say, even as the guy with the thing, I'm the guy without the thing at the same time. It's all lateral. It's all relative. And that's not lip service. I'm honestly not giving lip service. I'm telling you, I have looked at life in several different perspectives. And the fact of the matter is, there is longitudinal on the professional, on the personal, it's lateral. It's all lateral. There is not a single person better than the next. We're all equal. And for me, that's the fun part. I love that I could step into a room of people I'm unfamiliar with and be able to find people I can relate to, no matter what the ambiance of the room is, or what the gathering is about, or what kind of people are in it. You're always going to find people you can relate to. All right, let me take a look real quick at something. Yeah, I feel like she's definitely one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, who's looked at me the way that guy looked at. But I'll tell you what, I don't know how to be that kind of a man yet, like an adult. Like, it's weird. Like, I've just been living this life where I'm accomplishing what I'm accomplishing, but, you know, it's like they look at me like they see that man in me, and I'm sitting here like, I don't know what man you're looking at. You know, where is he? You know, where's he at? And people tell me that I'm being that man now, but I seriously, I just have not gotten acclimated with my own skin yet. So, like, I'd rather look at the woman than be looking at myself. But no, I like who I am. I actually do, like, for real. But I'm just not totally familiar with who I've become yet, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I changed so fast and I had to grow so fast that...
He says the same shit. He's been saying the same shit for years. Well, we continue to say the same shit. He hasn't grown. He always says he's growing and changing.
I haven't really gotten familiar with my own new habits, and so I feel like uncomfortable in my own skin. But sorry. So, like I said, when a beautiful woman, I mean, guys, I can tell you, like, if you guys saw that woman, and I mean, like, straight up, she looked at me like, just like I was there. And I can tell you, not too long ago, I wasn't there. You know, in that way, I did not exist. So it's kind of wild. And especially, you know, being in the state that I'm in, just so focused and all that, you ever feel that way? Like, you know that your self-esteem is not low, but you just can't, like, your brain is trying to acclimate to where you're at, where you've gotten to, I guess.
Your brain is trying to, like, pull you out of delusion into reality that you're a homeless fucking loser, and you just can't accept it. So you're gonna keep doing mental gymnastics to be like, yeah, I'm fucking famous. You guys ever been there? You guys ever felt that? You're just getting acclimated. Your self-esteem, you know you have it, but it's just not kicking in for whatever reason.
I'm in a place where I'm acclimating to where I'm at and where I've gotten to. So, like, I could have capitalized on that situation, like straight up, for real, that could have been a date. Like, I really do have it in me. I really do. I didn't show any of it. I just kind of, like like I said, I needed to process the fact that a woman of that stature would even look in my direction in that way. And then so maybe the next one or the one after that, maybe the
Perry Bandit says they're sending police to the Robinson Cafe in Orlando. I seen it on Twitter. If you're there, run. So I don't know. I don't know where he is. But that's the word on the street. That's the word on the comment section.
maybe that I could start trying, but for now, I'm just processing the fact that I've made it there somehow.
I forgot to make you guys a bingo card. I'll make you guys a bingo card.
I'm not concerned.
Police.
Yeah, no, they literally just passed me because they're doing their thing because you guys keep abusing the resource of the police. So when you call them, they don't come to bother me because you're harassing the police and getting yourselves to pay restitution.
Hold up there.
So that's what happens when you go mainstream. You don't get harassed anymore, and you don't put up with harassment anymore, and you help put the police catch the.
He doesn't believe what he's saying. He's trying to overhear the conversation while he makes up lies. I don't know if these police are here for him or not, but the fucking just listen to his voice.
People that are harassing you and harassing them. So it's called a team effort, and team efforts are valuable. Yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hey, by the way, what's your name?
Miguel.
Miguel.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You are damn handsome.
Thank you.
Just hit on the barista.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Just drink a lot of water.
What the fuck? What? I've never heard anyone. You're very handsome. Thanks. I just drink a lot of water. Maybe I should be drinking fucking water. Do I want to be handsome? Probably not.
That'll do.
Moisturize. I don't know. What's your last name?
It's going to be
Drink a lot of water and moisturize.
Soroka.
Soroka. Yeah, I was saying I didn't know how to pronounce
Well, that's
it.
the name on a ticket. Dude got it for me, but
Oh, okay.
But my real name is Karma Swift.
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
absolutely.
You need anything else? Any water or anything?
Yeah, a glass of water would be awesome.
Yep, well, ice.
Yes. All right. Yeah, they're trying to get a positive ID, which is totally fine with me. Like I said, I ain't causing no issues. I can tell you honest truth, if anybody were to cause me an issue or like be arresting me or anything, it would be a total surprise because, there's like criminals out there. I'm pretty sure criminals are the ones get arrested. But like I said, it definitely is what it is. I'm always ready, so I'm not concerned. People are like, oh my god, prison, jail, and I'm just over here like, you mean you're going to automate every process of my social life and give me every ounce of my own energy to focus on becoming hyper-productive for however long a time that you decide? Okay. Like, it was...
There you go. James likes jail. So if you send him to jail, he likes it. James shouldn't be mad at anybody when he goes to jail, except himself.
Literally the most productive time of my life. Like, literally. I built international connections without having a phone at all.
What, the prison gangs?
This looks just perfect. And so does this chicken. And I should probably eat it, with the utensils I've been given. Something normal. Get back to normal. This is nice.
Josh making sure his little monster gets fed.
And guys, I'm going to ask Miguel when he comes out if he'd be willing to just take a peek on the camera so you guys can see it.
Okay, here's the water for you.
Thank you. Miguel, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Would you be willing to, for my fans to see you? Like, I wanted to see how cute you are. Like,
Yeah, Miguel. They just want to see how cute you are. There we go. There's Miguel, who is James's waiter on today, June 16, 2023.
Thank you. Yeah. You just bless their day.
Who's on there?
Just a
Just, Josh and a bunch of bots. Josh is gay, so he likes looking at waiters serve me food that he's bought.
couple of people that follow along with my life as I record it.
Okay, cool. You're very handsome yourself. Thank you. Yeah.
My only plus don't need, I
Don't say a word. Not a word. Another thing. Oh no. That's already done. Well, at least I didn't live on purpose because
What did you just lose?
what I was gonna say was, look at me folding the bag like I'm always. That's how I was raised, It's like you don't waste anything.
To fold bags and beat women.
But what was I saying? What was I saying? I was like, I'm telling you, I was stunned.
You were gushing over Miguel, and I don't know, just being your same old James shit. Saying you should be eating with utensils instead of your grubby hands.
I can't remember what the heck I was saying. If it was important to remember what I said. I probably remember it.
Why is he eating? He is like an alien. I swear to God, he doesn't know how humans act, and that's why he's like so confused about social interactions and shit. He's eating chicken fingers. Like, that's a finger food. You're supposed to eat it with your fingers, and he's like, better use the utensils that were given to me. I've never seen anybody eat chicken fingers with a fucking fork, unless maybe they have, I don't know, arsenic on their fingers or something, or like they're dipping them in some crazy sauce, like so saucy. But even that, like, I don't know, it's a finger food, bro.
See, I've been doing my best to save my first couple hundred days for something special, something real important.
What?
But, and I'm trying. I'm really trying. You saw him. I think he will. He's on my lead. My point is, there's so many attractive dudes around here.
Yeah, so we know Josh is watching, so now there's all these attractive dudes around here that James wants to convey the illusion that he could just have any of them. So you better keep buying me food and stuff, or I'll swipe up Miguel, and we'll go live happily ever after in the hills.
And one more question. But, I haven't been with Allie. So, we'll see.
We're going in this way.
I think they got coffee downstairs, and then I think they got alcohol upstairs, but I'm not 100%.
Oh, okay.
We can start off with let's start. Yeah, go ahead, start off there.
And it's just for the sake of give me a second. Just for like the sake of my own preservation, I think I'm gonna start where's the beach? Catch my breath.
I don't know what he's saying. Fucking crazy.
But it's not. It's with like prison and jail and all that. It's not the same. Not even slightly.
Prison and jail? Like, the transcripts aren't even understanding what he's saying. The transcripts are that as Chris and Joe. Prison and jail, though, it's not the same.
You have people that identify differently or have different preferences. When you're controlled, it's more of a dominance thing.
Oh, he's talking about prison love. He's like, it's more of a domination thing when you make love in prison. I guess it's not really love, but like, that's what he's talking about. I don't know why he's talking about this.
It's not really much of a preference thing, except for a certain view. So out here, you actually get to be yourself. Whereas in there, it's like, it's but anyway, I will tell you that if you ever have to deal with being locked up, do not mess with the gay guy. Do not mess with the bi guy. If they are not straight, do not mess with them. They have the upper hand every. Ooh, nothing. Okay, thank you. If you are ever locked up,
Oh, thank God. Someone told him his fucking thing is whack.
do not mess with anybody that is not straight. As biased as that sounds to say, I'm telling you, if they are not straight, do not mess with them. The people that identify other than straight in there are the strongest people you will ever meet. You'll be totally surprised. There was a dude who was, his arm was like this thick around, and he threw a dude across the pod. He literally threw it.
Because he was gay? Gay people have, like, super strength now? What?
Dude across the entire cell block. Like, picked him up and threw him, and he was twice his size.
Yeah, like, why are we in a flashback to jail? Like, James is out in society, he's eating a nice breakfast, and he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna talk about fucking jail.
Because even though you got these people that are big and tough and strong and smart, they don't have that adrenaline in them because they're not in survival mode. They're in this,
because they're not gay.
This logistical, tactical mode, right? Well, when
like they're fucking fighting robots or something. Like, they're in logistical tactical mode, not full assault mode. Like, so obviously, unless I just can't get over it. Gay people have super strength.
Everything's been pushed aside and you don't have an option to walk away from a situation, what happens? The guy who has better survival skills on a carnal level wins. And I'm telling you guys, people that have identities beyond straight by far have an upper hand. And it is not a stereotype. It's either DNA or just what they've been through. I don't know. But I'm telling you, they have a major upper hand over straight people. Like, by far. So are we still muffled? Or
is that why he's scared of gay people? Is that why he's homophobic? That's why he was like terrified of Josh. Josh was here to murder me, and he's so much stronger than me because he's fucking gay.
Are we meaning you and I? Or is the broadcast back to normal?
What? I don't even know what the fuck.
Or is the broadcast back to normal? We meaning you. So are we still muffled? Or are we meaning you and I?
You're the one muffled.
Or is the broadcast back to normal?
You know the booty warrior?
So thank you to those of you that sent someone to, pass on by and make sure I was okay. Thank you. He was very handsome. See, one thing this area does need, more openness, because it's okay to be yourself here. And we have flags everywhere and all that, which is wonderful. I think people are still becoming more comfortable with verbalizing their truth and being more, open. And there's a difference between being aggressive and being open. And I think that there could really be a lot of positive shifting in reference to becoming more open for people that want to be comfortable in that way. There's people that want to normalize things, and there's people that are comfortable with themselves, and there's definitely
It switches day to day, Rick. So like, there's been days where I've seen James be like, "Yeah, I'm gay, and men are my preference. I'm more gay than straight." There's some days where he's like, "I don't like men at all. I'm only straight." There's days he says he's bi. There's days he says he's fancies what he fancies. Pretty much any time he says he's gay, though, he always says he's a top. He's never a bottom. But he's gay. Like, he's a little gay, at least. He's definitely bi.
a big difference between people who are being themselves and people who, aren't. Good enough. Okay, thank you.
Or at least he's gay for pay, gay for the stay in jail, and like, I don't know, just when he fancies gay stuff. He's a little, he's gay.
And the brain can be a very tricky thing. If you're ever dealing with a situation mentally where you're trying to like be comfortable with the people around you, if you ever struggle with being comfortable with the people around you for whatever reason at all, remember that we are majoritatively our brain. More than our skin, more than our body, more than our heritage, we are our brain. And every brain is pink.
What?
Every single brain is pink and does the same thing. It just does it differently. Man and woman. All right? And that's how I do it. That's, people often do ask me, they say, how do you actually maintain such a high level of, what do you call it?
Because my brain's not blue. Like, what are we even saying, James?
Quality on a personal level. And the fact that it matters
I mean, like, he would be bloody, right? Blood colored.
is all you have to do is be able to, what do you call it? Recognize what it actually means to be equal, whatever cover up things, or like I said, I mean, let me put it this way. You guys have to realize that if I do get arrested in reference to that scenario, it exposes the obvious factual, factual cover up type situation. Like, it straight up blows it out of the water, makes it obvious, and it's the only thing people are going to be talking about. So the likelihood that I'm about to be arrested is pretty low, considering, judges and people who sit in the House of Representatives, they have a decent level of intelligence. They're not stupid. So the likelihood that, there would be such a simplistic and low-level movement, I would imagine, is, like, pretty low. Like, I could not imagine anybody being that naive. At least not in that sector. So, Caroline, welcome to the broadcast.
I wonder if, like, would they have extradited the warrant if people annoyed them enough? You know what I mean? Like, I can see them being like, it's not worth their time or resources to drive, like, this guy all the way to Pennsylvania to lock him up for violating a warrant, or violating a restraining order. You know what I mean? But if they were getting annoyed fucking every day, I could see them being like, just to have the call stop, let's just fucking drive him over there. Because it was like a valid warrant. He violated the restraining order. There's a warrant out for him, but no one would extradite it because he wasn't in Pennsylvania. And I just wonder. I'm not encouraging that behavior, but I never really thought about it like that until now.
And also would be,
certain people got a very different look at a certain part of my personality, and I don't think they understand how things would go this time around. So I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to change my decisions and my behavior. I'm going to keep doing me. I'm doing me the way that I should be. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. And also on top of that, somebody put a comment in there saying about marshals. Let me tell you for a fact, it's a marshal's office down the street. If there were marshals coming in my direction, I would have already been arrested. Just letting you know. There's a marshal's office like a couple miles down the road. Not even kidding. I'd have already been arrested. So, welcome to reality. There's a federal courthouse down the street, U.S. Marshal's office down the street. State police are rampant all over the place in Florida. So the likelihood is pretty well already been done. But also remember, if you're ever in a tough spot, as long as you know you can control the situation, do not be ashamed or too proud to let people make deals over you, believing that they're capable of maintaining those deals with one another. Because when they can't, both sides are going to end up having to pay you. Remember that.
What?
I insured myself to the level where if something were to go down, I would be owed by any parties involved all the way up to Interpol. Like even if it were like international crime, I would be owed.
That's a cope. You're gonna be owed shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
Even if I ended up with a sentence, I would be owed. So put yourself in a position of power, no matter what you do, and then build authority through the character that you have as a human being, as a creature on this planet. And then that is what we call authority. Build authority, and that is what we call influence. Is authority mixed with power is influence. And then what you do with your influence decides people's viewpoints about you. I'm going to tell you for a fact, as we sit here, I told you guys I have like bat ears. I literally hear everything. There is literally a cop right around the corner and an undercover van down the street. Neither one of them are here for me. I'm not important. I'm not special.
He's using his sex ears to eavesdrop on the cops.
Nobody cares. They're not coming across they're not having marshals travel me across the country for a misdemeanor.
See?
Like, you catch my drift? I don't know what it is about some people who just don't have their heads on straight. But what they bank on is people not understanding how the law works. And that's why I do actively and what you're seeing in me right now is my desire to help. But it's none of my business, you know? That's what it comes down to, is it's none of my business. But I got a real good sense of stuff oftentimes, and then I grew up in a community where you take care of each other, and you just do it by, you just do it. But anyway. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, I talk about my experiences because when it comes down to it, the people that are versed
and have an understanding of those circles of life and those circles of experience are going to be people that either have been through it or, you know, for all I know, I have, like, you know, judges, officials watching. I don't know. Watching the show. I don't know. You know, I would imagine that if there are people of that stature that take even 5 minutes to take a look at my broadcast, they're not going to be putting their real names on there. Or maybe they are. You know, maybe they're that kind of person that they could. I don't know. Oh, thank you for the follows, by the way. I appreciate you guys following while you're in here. But, you know, it's cool. It's cool to me, just those possibilities. But on a more personal note is, you know, now it's about, like I said, after those experiences, it's shifted the audience to more people who are more versed in the law and more versed in how the criminal justice system works and more capable of recognizing, like, hey, the likelihood of such and such an event is such and such a percentage. And that's right, we went to coffee. It's delicious. Go for it. And promotion is kind of my thing. So, you know, I'll tell you, I was against religion and politics my whole life, and I still am, but what I'm not against is people. And I've been blessed to have had experiences with religion and politics that have introduced me to people that have needed me. And, you know, I've changed my life, really, in a lot of good ways. Some from the foreground, some from the background.
I don't think James has ever voted. I might be wrong, but he doesn't do anything political. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And, like, church, he hates the church. It's a flip-floppy thing, too. Sometimes he loves the church, sometimes he hates the church. But I don't know who he met through the church other than the priest who beat him up and his ex.
And I wouldn't change it for the world.
I do like that idea. I need to check. I think I technically still have my virtual office over there. Next to Wall Street, that one that's in the same building as that bellhop. Orange? I don't think it's called Orange. Yeah, right next to bellhop now. I gotta see what exactly I
Oh, I forgot I did something last night. You guys want to see something cool? I made a be right back screen. I'm not gonna use it right now because, like, this is a throwback, but in, like, times where my attention is needed, and, like, I need to take a smoke break or something, I made, like, a be right back screen. When I click it, you won't be able to hear my mic, but I just want to show you guys it. It has, like, music playing all the time. Oh, it's up here. Check this out. So all I gotta do, I don't even need to move this around. I just gotta click this and watch what happens. Isn't that cool? Isn't that fucking cool? Okay, yeah, there's my mic. So I just gotta. So it's just like on hand, ready to be gone at any. So just doing little things here and there. Working. I'm also, like, editing videos. There'll be videos out soon, eventually. I don't want to say soon, but there'll be edited videos out soon, not just, like, highlight clips or whatever. So we're just kind of coasting with Florida James in the meantime. But I don't know. I forgot to show you guys that. I don't know. Like, I guess I was gonna just break it out when I needed it, but I will be right back. I'm gonna let James play.
Now, I'll tell you something I would be willing to do. Okay? Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, there are 2 warrants out for my arrest for misdemeanors. What I would be willing to do would be, if there were a way to get rid of all that stuff that may or may not exist, and we could just throw me in prison for a couple of months like they do on the TV show,
and put me on that TV show, I would do it. And you guys know I would actually make it. I would know, like, I don't know if you guys know me or if you saw what I went through, but when I tell you, I would do it. I would. And once again, you guys got to remember my background. I joke about everything, and I only roll with people that are open to joking about everything. You know, like I don't do those high levels of seriousness. I can tell you if I had anybody come pick me up or be bugging with me and be trying to force me to be serious, straight up, like what they got going on would turn into a laughing situation because I'm done letting people bring down my vibes at any cost, for real.
I want to know what.
And always remember, no matter who wants you for what reason, there's always somebody else they want more. Remember that.
I know. How do we know you?
No, we just saw. I know what it was at an event we had. Where was that event? We just did a casino party. You were there.
Oh my God!
I remember.
Spring song.
Yes, that's what it was. Spring song. It was. I was like, where? I know I just seen it.
Oh my God! About places we see you here. Right? Yeah. I was you watch my you watch the other one. Yeah.
Outside when we do events and stuff like that.
Do you have a card?
Yeah. I actually got one her car.
Oops, excuse me. It's gonna fly away.
Yeah, I want to know you. Good seeing you. Yeah. Because I think, honestly, like, I don't know.
They're all, they're not the baby. That's the case.
Yeah. Because they're not that far off of what we did together. $5. And
The only way that I could see a possibility on that would be if they're trying to get me a ride across the country. You know, they're trying to help me be able to move on or whatnot. I don't need it. I don't want it. Just a heads up. I said it before jokingly, but no, I'm fine. When I tell you any involvement with law enforcement that I've had in reference to like
we tried that. We still had
not being on the right side of the law has mostly been their concern for me, because they haven't lived the
It's thunderstorming out with no rain or thunder, just a bunch of lightning, which is really weird.
life that I've lived. Like they have their protections, they have their guns, they have their organization, they have their protocol. They've never just been clandestine. You know, they've never been out there. I've lived my whole life, pretty much beyond, into adulthood. I've lived it out there.
Charlene with a beard, yeah.
In one way or the other. And I'm telling you, I am okay. Stop worrying about me. Don't try to throw a freaking major anything in my direction over something small, like it only makes us all look bad. And just let it go. You know, I'm gonna be fine. Like, for real. Like, this is the first time you guys are seeing me in this condition. I have been way worse condition before and done way better. Like, right now, I'm kind of relaxing. And any of the help that I'm asking for, I'm not asking for that. I mean, that's the only thing about when it comes to law enforcement. I love you guys. I do. It's just sometimes it's like having overbearing or helicopter parents, you know. And I don't roll that way. I really don't. So like, you guys have been kind of vibing with me from a distance, and I've really been appreciating that. So let's keep it that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'm not perfect. I'm gonna make mistakes, but just remember, judge and be judged. So if you become in my direction over certain stuff, just maybe take a look at the track record. What happened when, you know, there's been attempts to come in my direction over whether or not I'm making the right decisions. A whole lot of people real quick ended up facing some serious stuff, and you know what I'm talking about. So it's not worth it. I like my life the way it is. You like your life the way it is. Let's not ruffle feathers for each other, because that's about all we're gonna end up doing. Let's keep moving on.
That's our biggest blame is like for anyone who does big tips. Even if it's 11 cents, they still pay it. Check.
Spine like a slinky. I like that. You could put that into a rap song.
And I say, oh, you're trying to reason with us. Yeah, it's kind of what negotiations are. You know, when you're accurate on what you're saying, you're accurate. And that's that. All right, so we got 210 in the broadcast. What's up, Jim? Virginia? Fiddler? Emily? Red Queen? Jupiter? Tunes? Honeymoon? Silly? Joanna? Open the broadcast. And do me a favor, please. You're just Blue Gang never. No, we're not playing that game. Not true at all. Not in the slightest. If you believe that the police are a gang, you do not understand what the police are, the role they serve in society, or what they do. I'm telling you. If you believe they are a gang, then your personal familiarity is with gang mentality. They serve a plethora of purpose in society. The way in which you see them, unless you are someone who might have multiple verses about reality that you understand and how different factors in society work, your perception of them is going to be based on what you understand on a personal level. So if you are familiar with gang life, you're going to see them as a gang. If you're familiar with a structured life, you're going to see them as the protectors. If you like, there's a lot of different areas that they operate in society to help maintain society, and way more than most people are even aware of. So just remember that I would say, of anybody that I've met in my life, law enforcement, and especially baseline law enforcement.
I think it's the filter. Why he looks 13. He's got the eyes that make like girls' eyes go big. And the jawline filter. So basically his head just looks a lot bigger than it actually is. When it like flickers on and off, you really see like his jaw is it's not accentuated like it is in the filter. Like he has a very small jaw and his eyes are very wrinkled and not bug-eyed like this. Basically, like, I don't know. He's let me see if I can find. I mean, like, has some the most recent things on his TikTok, probably. He was TikToking it up today. Did you delete everything? Let's see. Oh, why are you not playing?
Like, police officers and sheriffs have the most stressful job of anybody that I've ever seen. Not exaggerating. So, it's way more difficult for them. Than it would be for anybody. Like, I can't even believe the expectations that are put on them after having like a little bit of an inside look. I seriously cannot fathom like that they have that much put on their plate and that much stress put on them for that paycheck.
All right, James. Yeah, I finally got his fucking words out. Good. This is like kind of what he looks like. Is this like an AI? Fucking weird, James.
He was pronounced dead. There was no way he could have survived what he went through. But years later, we heard whispers about him. The rumors were that he rose from the dead. Some were saying he looked like a monster.
James, you went away for like, what was it, 4 days?
But he was a hero, wasn't he? Yes. But after all that torture he endured, there's no way he could have ever been the same. He was pronounced dead.
See? He's getting ready for the comeback. He's making the comeback. His manic highs and lows. He was just on a low. That's why he was gaining weight. He was doing the silent streams. He was crying. He was, you know, just emotional. He unblocked me. He said I was a nice guy or something. Not a nice guy, but he was like, I would rather look at Steve's comments than yours. I don't even remember who he was talking to, but you know what I mean? He was just being a little bitch. And now he's like, I'm coming back, blah, blah, blah. He's about to have a crazy manic upswing. And then he's going to be streaming for like fucking 12 hours a day. And I'm going to be like, no, James, I need to sleep. But I don't know. I'm here for it. That's my job.
It's my personal opinion that based on the role that they serve in society,
the gray backpack,
that they're not much different than military, where the military is essentially a volunteer position, and the money they get is technically income, it's technically pay, but realistically it's more like a stipend and not necessarily pay. And I honestly do see the U.S. police force as mostly a volunteer position, because even with the money that they get for the amount of stress that they do take on, I would not say that it would be a compensation appropriate to a legitimate income, like for that level of stress. Like that level of stress would be like,
if I talk nice about the cops, they won't pick me up.
I don't even have a comparison. I legitimately don't even have a comparison. So they go through that much.
James thinks the cops are going to tune into his stream and be like, all right, let's see what this evil man is up to. And they'll be like, oh, he's just talking nice about us. Oh, we like this James guy. Well, let's keep him around. That's what's going through James's mind.
So now a lot of them, they handle it very eloquently. And you're not going to see it on their face, or you might not hear them complain about it. But trust me when I say, like, I don't know how they do it. Training's one thing. You know, and there's the other thing is the amount of training they get in comparison to the job they're expected to do. And then that's only talking about, for the most part, the job itself, let alone the social aspects, how it affects your personal life. You know, the relationships that you're forced to build, maybe with people that you really don't want to associate with in one way or the other. I'm the kind of guy that I'm going to say it the way it is for however it is, and you guys have heard me advocate for a lot of different types of people. That's what I have for this type. Some people may not want to hear it, but it's the way it is. It's just the way it is. Moving on. You know, I don't live for people's approval. I don't. For Lana Del Rey. Very cool. Thank you, buddy. My ex-husband is a police officer, and I've seen firsthand, just saying. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. It causes a lot of death, a lot of divorce, a lot of just the job stress, and I can't even really be speaking on it. You know, be like, I don't know. I've only had like a short-term close-up look. Never had like a, you know, but I mean, like I said, growing up, we had a lot of police officers around us, a lot of friends in the community who were police officers. You know, my brother's best friends with the sheriff in the area, and they were always just familiar with us. We were familiar with them. But I never knew until I got older how much their job actually entails. I didn't have a clue. Totally underappreciate it. But there was no way for me to, like, I was so lost in my own world. Anyway, Marcia, or Cynthia, thanks for the follow. Blue Eyes, what's up? How are you? Oh, and by the way, I know, because, like, if you didn't notice, when dude asked my name, what do you call it? When dude, and they want me caught off guard. They want me, like, sitting, waiting. Like, I don't run from what? Run from what? Run from something I could already dominate, a situation that I could already conquer. Why?
I'm pretty sure he already got picked up on the road when he was in South Carolina because he had already it took him like 3 days to violate the restraining order when he got out of jail. It's fucking insane. But I'm pretty sure during that walk when he didn't have internet access, he got picked up and they let him go. So that's how James knows that they're not gonna like keep him. They might pick him up, but they're not gonna keep him.
I'm fine. But he was super nervous asking me my name, and then he ends up.
And that has nothing to do with it. Dude was just asking his name because he has food for him. Like, food was ordered under James's name.
Asking me the name on the ticket of the guy that got it for me. Go figure. But that's what they said to me. He goes, what do you call it? If that's you, run. And I go, run from what? Like,
the fucking barista didn't say that.
I didn't understand how weak people were. I really didn't. Until I went through a lot of this, I didn't realize that I was a lot stronger than I thought I was. But if I had something to run from, I would. But I don't. Either way, I don't. So, if I were ever to have to deal with a situation like that or face a situation like that, I'm going to sit right here and sip my coffee until that moment. Because that's what I would want to do either way. I fought and bled for this coffee. I'm going to sit.
He fought and bled for this coffee and do shit for this coffee.
I'm going to drink my freaking coffee. Hey, you're winning. It's not a win and a lose in my own life. For me, it's I look at myself in the mirror from yesterday. I look at myself in the mirror today, and I look at myself in the mirror for tomorrow. And I think, I look 3 different times, and I say to myself,
in what mirror? I look at myself 3 different times. You say, what is it?
am I better than I was yesterday?
No, you're worse.
Am I who I want to be today? Am I becoming who I want to be tomorrow?
No,
and in scenarios where I don't have a mirror at all,
I just look at myself on live stream. This is basically a mirror. He's just looking at himself. So like, what's the? Why do we need a mirror?
Several different ways, several different aspects of life. Wherever I don't have a mirror, I don't need to look in the mirror to remind myself what I look like. Woman's got a sticker on her window that says, "But did you die?" Kudos.
So you could kind of see it pop there. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Oh, I'm doing it frame by frame. I want to get the, come on. There. So that's James. Small chin. Really small neck. Really small neck. And then, let me get back over here. Right. And then the filter pops right there. Filter on, filter off. Filter on, filter off. And that's why it's a bit blurry too. Like you see, like this, you can see the edge of the cup. And this one, filter off, filter on, everything's a little more Vaselined. And it makes it look like he's bigger, like he's strong, like he's a good, big, strong guy. And his eyes are supposed to make him look more seductive or whatever, but it's a good example of it. I'm assuming it fucked up because the cup was there.
But did you die? No, you did not. Marshall's. Are you kidding me? Guys, let me tell you, you would not believe some of the people I met that have been picked up by the Marshals, by the U.S. Marshals. Trust me, they don't have any interest in me. Trust me. And if they do, I am way more than I know about. And I must be something I don't even know I am. There's no way. There's no possible way. I am the most boring person. And like the people that I met that had been, some of the people that I met that have been picked up by the Marshals were like international criminals, drug dealers, what do you call it? Fraudsters.
Fraudsters? I don't think that's what they call it.
Hometown thugs that were like taking over the town.
What?
Car thieves, joyriders, like major joyriders.
Can we just say criminals?
But that's it. You know, I haven't. There's no way in hell. And if there is, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, what on earth? What on earth makes me that important or that special? I couldn't even fathom it. So yeah, you got if it's true, then you caught me off guard. I couldn't possibly imagine. But you know, I'll tell you, after some of these experiences, I am glad that I've been through what I've been through, because beforehand I had a totally different perspective on that entire part of life, and now I have a far more mature perspective, and I'm far more open to a lot more people, and there's like a certain code about it too, where you become a part of a community that didn't even exist to you before. You didn't even know it was there. And it gives you an opportunity to be there for people that you couldn't be there for before. And it grows you. You know, it really does. Whether you end up locked up or you just end up, or even if your case ends up being dropped, you know, you get cleared, you're found innocent, whatever it might be. Just having a brush with the system, having a brush with people that are in the system or understand the system, is enough to open your perspective and become more of a mature person.
Yeah, the positive experience. That's why you went back.
I could tell you, before having any brush with the law in that way, and before meeting people that had those brushes with the law, you know, I really didn't totally understand life all that much. And after having some instances, I mean, it opened my mind, it expanded my mind, and not just negative instances, you know, just the opportunity to be more integrated with the social part of society, you know, that has more interactions with the law. It changed my perspective, and it turned me into a man. Honestly, I would say that really is the thing that turned me into a man.
As far as I understand, James was never on probation because, like, he didn't have anyone to bail him out. So there's no one to be like, you know, if James violates his probation, or he didn't have an address either. Like, if James had his own address, then I think he could have got himself out. But no one wanted to like take responsibility of James and have them at their address. So he just had to kind of sit in jail until time was served, and that was that. So no probation, as far as I understand.
And I do pity. I pity anybody that has like a negative outlook or a negative connotation in reference to that part of life, you know? Like, would I want to keep my kids away from it or this or that? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what I could say is, whereas before I may have gone to the other side of the street. I'm not afraid to walk my kid down that same side of the street and know that they're safe and I'm safe, and I can look at that person and be able to read whether or not I really need to cross to the other side of the street, if you catch my drift. Because it's a balance between that safety and exploration. And you know, I have a deep level of gratitude for the people that introduced me to that side of life in the way that they did, that I had an opportunity to explore and understand how society works and how things work out there in the more difficult part of life, before or without the possibility of being indoctrinated into that lifestyle. You know, I would hope the same for my kids, and hope the same for anybody, to have some form of a proper and appropriate introduction to a part of life that hopefully they never have to engage with or be a part of if they don't want to.
Jail?
But I would definitely say that it's
You want to be part of jail?
It's something that behooves you to be familiar with on some level, if not for any other reason, but the dissipation of fear and the building of confidence. It turns you into someone that can handle situations that you never could have even dreamed of handling in the past, let alone facing. And like I said, as long as you keep your head on straight and you do it the right way, instead of being indoctrinated into the lifestyle, you become someone that knows how to handle yourself and conduct yourself amongst those communities and amongst those situations. So yeah, so one way or the other, however it's viewed, personally, I'm proud of where I'm at. You know, like however this goes, or if there's anything, if there ever is anything going in that direction, the choice I'm going to make is to sit here and say that I'm proud to have been through what I've been through, and I'm proud to have powered through it, and just to become somebody who is more capable. You know, I don't wish incarceration upon anyone, and I would hope that no one ever. I hope there's never an individual that wishes incarceration on anyone, because it is death. It is your worst enemy. It is not an environment, but a machine, and it is indifferent to your existence. And it, I will sit here and say that, in defense of man, in defense of humanity, and in defense of those of us that have, you know, created this world, the reality is that the way that the system of incarceration operates from the facility on inward is majoritatively self-run. There may have been an origination of how it was created, but realistically it formed over time on its own, and things shifted, and they decided to make changes based on how things worked on the inside. Kind of similar, in a very, very minutely similar way to how basic society works, except in a highly concentrated fashion, in a highly concentrated environment, in a highly isolated environment. So I mean, you couldn't even fathom what it's like unless you went through it. Couldn't even wrap your head around the concept. I would say the only thing that was more.
No problem, Diane. I hope you're having a good night and you guys are gonna have a good Easter.
Unnerving. The only thing more unnerving, I would say, than dealing with that part of the system.
Are you out here?
Yes. Thank you. Is the military. Honestly, is being indoctrinated to the military is definitely the only thing that I could possibly say is more difficult, or more consuming, or shifting, or transitional, or mind-bending than that experience. You know, the experience in the military, it changes you in a way where somehow, some way, it changes you forever.
It has been 2 hours. What the fuck? What the fuck, James? How does he do that? It's got to be warm by now, right? Especially in Florida.
I mean, it really does. It's like there are things that you will not change about yourself that you learn in a very short amount of time. The system of incarceration, what you learn in there as far as your habits and your mindset can be shifted. It can be changed. You can come out and you can go back to normal. But the military, you don't go back to normal. You become a soldier and you don't change back. You don't. Or at least I've yet to meet anybody that has. So, you know, I would say
It's a good thing all of his military experience is imaginary then.
that as far as when you're dealing with the law, don't be afraid of becoming a criminal or being pegged a criminal. Just continue to make the best choices that you're able to make. And when you get out, what you do, and this is a tough one, because we're sentimental creatures. We're absolute sentimental creatures. But if you are somebody that wants to get back to regular life and you don't want to ever have to re-engage with that part of society again in a fashion where you could get reincarcerated or end up incarcerated if you don't end up incarcerated, you get my point. Your best bet is to either deal with people who haven't been incarcerated for a very long time, people who have recovered quickly, or don't associate with people who have anything to do with the system of law altogether. Because I recovered in a very short amount of time, like very, very short, and mostly because
He still hasn't got his ID. It's 2025, still no ID, and you recover. That's crazy, James.
I chose to compartmentalize my life, stay focused on getting back to normal, and getting on my feet. And
that's why even in 2025 we're just sleeping on the fucking floor with throw blankets and throw pillows.
You know, it's not easy. It's not. I still remember opening my eyes, walking outside, and the sun burned. You know.
I mean, I do like James's candid jail experiences better than him denying that he was ever in jail, because that's just stupid at this point. Like, there's records, there's your mugshot, like, we can tell it's you. You can't even be like, that was my brother. It's like, no, you were in the jail. So I like when James actually, I feel like some of this has to be real, like at least him getting outside, looking around. I don't know about this. Okay, people have this crazy strength, this super strength, but maybe, who knows? I don't know.
You know, I could see the grass felt weird. It took me a good month before I could articulate my thoughts properly and not be thinking about whether or not somebody's behind me. And I'm an entirely non-violent individual. I do not engage with the criminal community, and there is no escape in there. And that's what you got to understand, is that no matter what you do, and some people say, oh, that's silly, or you're naive, or this or that. No, let me tell you something. That energy that is required, the energy that's required to put into the mindset of looking over your shoulder is energy that is better allocated to parts of your brain that help you process more intelligent thoughts. Okay? If you're thinking about what's over your shoulder, you're not thinking about the next thing that you're trying to create or the next thing that you're trying to put into. And maybe you are, but not nearly as quickly and not nearly as articulately as you normally would if you are a thinker. So, that's my recommendation, is to get that out of your head as soon as humanly possible, and to be able to get back to normal. And no matter what people think of you, whether they think you're weak or this or that, it don't matter. Your main agenda, should you end up incarcerated, your main agenda, should you end up having to reacclimate to regular society, is to reacclimate. And your best, the greatest statistical probability of survival for you to get back into regular society is to readjust to a lifestyle you were once familiar with before.
I just imagine. Oh, there's the thunder. That makes sense though. I just imagine, like, in James's head, he's speaking to like all these inmates that are about to be released, like it's graduation day or something. Like, no, they wouldn't release all the inmates at the same time, right? But he's just like telling them, like, this is just what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do, and if you're like me, this is how you do it, and you're gonna thrive if you follow my advice. I'm like the Gary V of prison people.
Before you had any brushes with any of that to begin with. So whatever person you were before you had any brushes with the law,
is your best bet. Go after that lifestyle first, because your brain will most quickly adapt to that. And then whatever you want to become or whatever you want to do next comes after that. But first, you bank on the highest probability of normalizing and regulating. And once again, this is if you're thinking on an individualistic basis. If you're someone who, once...
Why can't he just say on an individual basis? Why he's got to be individualistic? Why do we got to put little on a fucking... on the end of everything?
Once you had those experiences, you've integrated with the communities, or you've done this, that's up to you. That's entirely up to you. The advice that I'm giving is based on a living an individualistic type lifestyle. Emily, happy Friday.
It wasn't crazy.
Really sounds like you lived a hard life. I'm very intrigued with your story. There's not a whole lot of my story that I could share. But the day might come where I could afford to pay the people who are a little sketched out about me sharing my story, and then they'll be more comfortable with me sharing it. But that might be a long way away. But the day may come. But until then, I don't have much to say. I said I got small stories here and there, certain things I could share with you. But
don't worry, we got James's story. Got James's story. I gotta do like what did James, since James got out of jail in November? I want to say he got out in November. Maybe even got out in September. I can't remember. I know that we got the Divine notification, and then I think it was 2 or 3 days after that he was live.
But what I will tell you is there is a vast underestimation of my ability to spread information if need be. And like I said, I'm done playing the game. I don't think people understand I really am. As far as how quiet things were, that was by my choice. I was not cornered in the slightest. I really wasn't. I took the highest path I could think to take by putting my head the lowest as I could possibly think to. And yes sir, no sir, submit, obey. And it was a respect thing. It really was. So as long as things continue to go this way, then things will continue to go positively. If there's some sort of a shift, then I'll adapt to that, But when I tell you, you could put me in a box on an island by myself, I'll get a message to the freaking dolphins if I have to. You watch me. I will find a way. I grew up in
a box? Like he's got to escape a box. Like first he's got to escape the box, and then even after that he's stuck on an island with nothing. That'd be a cool reality show. Yeah, the box on the island with James Soroka.
Woods, okay, and I never found out how crazy people thought it was to be able to talk to animals until I got to the city. And I'm talking about, being able to talk to birds and this and that, and birds talk back to you. Yeah, you didn't know that? Birds talk to. Apparently people think that's nuts. Didn't know.
Isn't this the plot to like George in the Jungle?
Didn't know. Because animals are animals, and every creature has a form of communication, has a language.
It's pretty jungle themed today. We got Brooke in the jungle, there's Tarzan, we got George in the jungle, James in the jungle.
If you sit in the woods long enough and you listen to squirrels and you listen to them talk, if you listen to them communicate with one another, they have series of clicks. They have a series of, they'll tap their little their talons, or what do you call it?
What?
Their claws. And they have a language. And can you decipher that language? You can't decipher it in words, or at least I can't. But you can decipher it in behavior based on a colony, or based on like a little group. Because it's so sporadic that each group kind of has its own thing. But if you spend enough time with just one group of specific animals, but the more intelligent an animal is, the more they do it.
James has never been in a forest longer than like his phone will have a charge. You know what I mean? James can't live without his phone. and you can't charge your phone in the forest. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, being in the forest long enough to communicate with the squirrels and understand their language. That never happened. He's just a psychopath. See, and this is why it's hard to tell when James is lying or telling the truth sometimes, because he's there's so many lies, but there's like little truths scattered around. So you gotta be kind of like, you gotta speak Jiminese. You gotta fucking be the James Whisperer a little bit. And even I get stuff wrong sometimes. Like when I was like, oh, it was Florida that he was walking all there, but it was South Carolina with the gators.
The more common it is amongst the species. So, like squirrels, like I said, you ever hear like squirrels? They're everywhere. Well, yeah.
No, I've never heard squirrels. They're everywhere. Who says that?
They're all, like I said, a lot of different types of languages for them, quote unquote languages. But you take a dolphin, or you take a whale, or you take trying to think, like a bear. Bears a little less, but still somewhat. That they have a more common language. Look at hunters and with deer. They have their deer call. They know how to call deer because deer have very there's commonalities between the way that they communicate with one another across the board, and across the world. Even different deer species, for the most part, communicate very similarly with one another. So, it's all nature. It's just it's taking the time to slow down and be able to process that information and realize that it's a thing.
Ferris Bueller again, and Josh is Cameron.
So why do I say that? I say that because I'm a survivor, and no matter what situation you put me in, if I don't want to be in it, I'm going to find a way out of it. And if you put me in a situation just to see how I'll find my way out of it, to try and experiment for yourself and make money, expect me to get 80% of the pay cut because I did the work. And if you don't think I have the muscle to pull and make sure I get the money you owe me, find out. Master communicator. You don't think I know how to talk all the way to the top? Find out. I can sit at the bottom and talk to the top. I can be wherever I need to be. Right now, this is where I need to be, so this is where I'm at. Why do I travel at the bottom? Because it's the fastest. I'm not at the bottom because I want to be. I'm at the bottom because I want to get where I'm going faster than I normally would. The less you have, the faster you can move. Common sense. Think about nature. If you pack a 100-pound bag, are you going to move slower or faster? I got a phone in my pocket. I move faster. Sorry, I've been hungry, so my stomach's kind of like empty, and I'm having a lot of caffeine, so I'm having one of those brain blasts, talk a lot.
Having a brain blast. This is what it is. So if Michael Scott and Ferris Bueller had a baby, and then I don't know Cameron's last name from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Dwight Schrute had a baby, that'd be Josh. And then they just kind of fucking live together, and they're both evil. So James and Josh are also evil. So that sucks for Ferris Bueller, Cameron, Dwight Schrute, and Michael Scott. That kind of sucks for them. Their kids are evil, and they're in love with each other. Well, Josh is in love with James.
A lot about random stuff and try to sound cool kind of moments. Don't mind me. Women are better at it, to be honest. But I definitely try. Anyway. So what are you up to in your day as you somehow, for some reason, sit here and listen to me ramble? What are you up to?
People are probably working. This is in the middle of the day.
In 2 seconds, I'm just going to mix up my coffee and my water.
Why? Why would you water it down the coffee? That's what?
That way the cup's a little heavier.
Huh? I don't know. I don't get why does he want the cup to be heavier? What's that gonna do?
I'll tell you, when I was in, I did the self-sacrifice thing, and I really didn't try to make friends. Like, I just did the self-sacrifice thing nonstop for the whole time. I still ended up making a ridiculous amount of connections just by doing that for people. So you can only imagine going in there with an active effort to build connections, how it's gonna go. You know, like, that was me, like, the amount of people that learned my name in there, and the amount of people that...
I'm wondering if it's to, like, prop the phone up, like, he's too tired to hold the phone up or something, so he drank most of the coffee and most of the water, and then he just, like, put them both together for a phone stand. But then, like, yeah, he's gotta drink it if he wants to. I don't know, man. He's a crazy guy.
That freaking, I mean, it literally, when I tell you, as they were trying to stop me from getting to the point of fame where I could turn it into a career, that's what they were doing. They were trying to stunt my career and stop me and try and force me into their little bubble. And what they...
I would have rather had, like, the coffee and the water separate than a fucking phone stand, but James is addicted to social media.
He did on accident was...
That's why he has no furniture but a fucking phone.
Reverse engineered the entire situation, or I reverse engineered the entire situation, and turned it into where it brought me that fame. Because it ended up where they're like, we're going to isolate him, make him disappear, and no one's going to know him. We'll just put him in a box on the side, no one's going to care. Well, it ends up, you know, one at a time, curiosity, and trying to hide me only made it more of a desire to seek out and find out who I was. And that spread like wildfire. And then ended up, like I said, and then being a secondary situation, ended up spreading across the whole country. You know, from one seaboard to the other, ends up spreading across the whole country. And then pretty much anywhere I go, I always meet at least a couple of people who know who I am, and I haven't even made anything yet. Like, I haven't even done any real work yet.
Just been putting in. I love that. I mean, need that clip. Fuck it. I haven't even done any real work. He says he's working all the time.
It's not infamy. It's not stuff from. It's just stuff that I used to do and stuff that I used to make that they're already just, you know, they're just now finding out about and starting to you know, give me credit for. And so that karma's coming up now. So I'm like, all right. So while I'm riding this wave of the karma from 10 years ago or 7 years ago, it would probably be wise to get out there and put in the real work and let the rest of it build. What I used to do, very similar to what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna leave it at that for now. So until I'm really where I want to be, it's gonna have to be more of a slow process. Now we're gonna wait and see if this. Oh wow! All right, we're all the way there.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
And I'll tell you guys, as far as timeline goes, I'm trying. This poor woman's trying not to be on camera. I'm trying to move my camera so she's not. As far as timeline goes, I told you guys before, like, you'd see me. What do you call it? Be just in the same place as you know, certain workers, let's call them, right? And
workers?
No, not in like the like, I just made that sound totally like tweaker paranoid type stuff.
Is that tweaker talk? Workers? A tweaker talk?
But what I really meant was like law enforcement and whatnot, right? Like, I'm always in the same place. I literally am. Not even kidding you. I never go a single day without bumping into one. But like bumping into one. And not in a bad way, you know, like in a good way. I end up bumping into them in the place where they're chilling, as opposed to in the place where, you know, other individuals are meeting them. Like I said, I am not a Russian spy. No, I am not. But here's a fact. You couldn't prove if I was or wasn't, because I would pass the polygraph. Catch my drift? Dave tried to shake me up. And here's the fact. You don't get any information out of me unless I want to give it to you, no matter what it's about. Like, for real, you don't. Like, if there is information you're getting from me, it's information I want you to have. All right? There is a very high level of loyalty that is expected with that level of discipline. I have the loyalty, I have the discipline, and thus I have the freedom. Do not mistake freedom for trust. That is one thing I see a lot of my brothers make mistakes about is they begin to trust those who grant them freedom. One thing I was not taught that I learned on my own moving into the civilian sector: do not trust anyone. You can't. When it comes to serious stuff, when it comes to stuff that doesn't belong to you, when it comes to topics about things that don't belong to you, if it doesn't, so I should have prefaced that. If it doesn't belong to you, don't trust anyone with it. It was given to you, you keep it. It belongs to you. If it's yours, if it's a part of your timeline, your life, if it's something you can afford to share, your prerogative, your choice, however you want to do it. Follow? Do you follow? We're at 236. I would take a look and see who's following or who's watching, but I don't want to shout anybody out just because of the conversation we're having. And like I said,
Conversation's too risky. Do you guys know when Love After Lockup comes out today?
just proper identities were made today, and I try to be a little extra compassionate.
Is it already out? I have to put a fucking VPN on to check.
And like I said, that's something that I learned on the inside, and it's not something I can do for much longer. I can't. I'm sitting here facing certain health issues, literally just because I've gone extra far for people, and it feels good, but it doesn't feel too good when you can't walk straight. So, I'm not. It's not anyone else's fault. I made the choice to be there, but I'm too young. Okay, like if I were 60, I would. I probably would. Like I'd happily lose a foot for somebody who needed it. But I don't have anybody that needs a foot lost from me for the sake of their lifestyle at my age. Like I got a lot of life to live. So I'm gonna go out and do me, heal up, recover. I gotta say to you guys, like, I know you appreciate what I've done, and you want more, but I said no, and you're not gonna force me. And I know you may believe it's possible to force me. Ask Interpol, ask the CIA. I'm not playing. I do me, and I do me the way I want to do me. I have always. I was not in any alternate governmental organization. I was not part of any agency. But I operate on that level of proficiency on an individual basis as a person. My prodigy is in the realm of clandestine operations. I taught myself. So if you need something, hit me up.
James can't even stay out of jail. He's the worst fucking spy ever.
I could definitely at this point use the basic paycheck, but otherwise, don't make me bored. Because if you make me bored, I don't have anything else on that I need to say. Because some of you already know what that means when I say that. Don't bore me, or don't make me bored. Either way. So, but on a less self-indulgent, more humble basis, with all that I figured out and all that I know, I'm still sitting right here, stuck in Orlando until I can find my way out. So it is what it is. Probably by next week. I'm really, really hoping that next week I could, have a couple of buddies that just give me a bus ticket or a train ticket. But what I really should have done was reserved more for myself, and that's what I did wrong. Was I didn't reserve enough for me. Thankfully, I'm finally in a position where it's not costing me anything except being stuck here for a little while.
Just trying to stay professional.
Yeah, when people tell you don't trust anyone, that's a word you can trust, and one of my favorite words, compartmentalize. Don't trust the person, trust what they're saying. There's a difference. If someone gives you life advice,
What I do is I separate it from the path that they may be attempting to lead me on if I find good advice, and I apply it to the path that I'm following, as long as my path is more accurate to my own life. But look for good advice. And if you're in a position where you feel like you're resourceless, if you feel like you don't have a way forward, don't look for money. Don't look for connections. Look for information. Look for not even information, look for knowledge. Look for knowledge, look to learn. Your best bet is to look to learn. And notice how I said that. I didn't just say your best bet is to learn. Your best bet is to look, to pay attention in order to learn. And by osmosis, you will learn. And through that learning, you will make more intelligent decisions. It'll happen naturally. You don't have to force it. And in the process, you may get the opportunity to witness the beauties of nature. But that one is up to God, in my opinion. Any plans today, says Emily? My plans are to sit here as long as they're cool with it, get something every now and again, wait a couple of hours and see if I can't go handle something. And then just, like I said, just wait it out, let my foot heal up, wait it out. And like I said, if I, I said, well, we got him in this perfect spot. I mean, that's fine. Do whatever you think is smart, but it's just so, it's literally like the route that was taken is like 8 years prior to anything they're familiar with about my current level of intelligence and ability, let alone.
That's just gibber. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. James, that's supposed to be intimidating. You're just speaking gibberish.
The skill set that I've built. They don't have any idea who I am, and they think they have me entirely profiled, and they don't. They have a profile that I want them to have, and they got to chill. I know they don't like being stumped. They don't like being outsmarted, but you got to remember that if you're going to move a big ship, it turns slowly. You're not going to be the fastest turning ship. I'm a one-man ship. I turn real quick, and I move fast enough to not get caught under your bow. So just take it for what it is. I'm not a pirate. I'm not going to steal your treasure. I'm not going to hop on board and hijack, what you got going on or try to be with your women. I'm doing my own thing. Now, if one of them is hopping into the water and getting in my boat, I can't stop them. You know what I mean? What do you expect me to do? Turn them down? You got beautiful women. Take the compliment. But I make sure that they find their way back to the rope to get back up to you. I'm not going to keep anybody in this little boat other than me, because it's only built for me. But you want to learn from me, just do what I do when I learn, is just watch what I do. And don't make a decision that you've learned as much as you could from me. Keep watching. And every time you think you've gotten that decision, every time you think you've gotten to the point where you've learned what you need to learn from me, back off, because you're wrong and you're about to hold yourself back a couple of years unless you chill out and watch. So, and you're not going to hold me back. I'm going to keep learning. Trust me. But like I said, I got work to do. You got work to do. Best way to collaborate is keep your eyes open. Keep paying attention. I've learned
Stay vigilant.
pretty much everything I need to from the people who are trying to learn from me. Now it's time to spread my wings. Gotta let it happen. And I think that's what you guys are most scared of, people that have been watching out for me since I was little. You guys are nervous. And also it's an investment thing. You've invested in me. I've grown. And now you're nervous. Oh, are we going to get a return on investment? Are we going to get interest on it? Is he going to succeed? What's going to happen, And you just got to let things happen the way they're going to happen. And remember that's the commitment you made, is that you built it, and now you got to see it off to go do whatever, however it's going to be. I got to go do whatever I'm going to do. Your wives aren't going to agree with you, but if you're letting them make your decisions, that's up to you. I don't let anybody make my decisions. So, and that's how I ended up blessed with being called a cowboy. One of the most, for me.
No one calls me cowboy.
I would say is one of the most humbling nicknames that I've gotten. Just being called the cowboy.
By nobody.
Because I ain't no cowboy, but one of the biggest compliments I've ever received is being called a cowboy. So anyway. Paco, welcome to the broadcast. We got W.
Maybe like Brokeback Mountain.
Fonzie, what's up? Jim, Virginia. Honeymoon. Red Queen. We got Jupiter. Tunes, Jamie, Silly, Joanna. Alright, thank you for being here. Hello, how are you? So we've gotten to the point where I'm starting to follow these broadcasts up and keep them going long enough the way that I used to. So this is getting better. But do me a favor. What was I going to say? Do me a favor. Make sure to follow. And if you... for the people that were saying I had warrants, they did me a favor and they went and Googled it and looked it up. And they showed me that there weren't any legitimate warrants. So I'm going to ask you, because here's the thing. Whether or not it's legitimate doesn't mean whether or not there is one. All right? It might not be legit. So what happens sometimes...
What, a fake warrant?
...is they'll pick you up. They'll take you all the way away from wherever the heck you're from. And then they turn around and they say, oh, you're free to go. In this instance, I have a plan, and I got things worked out just because of what I'm dealing with and the massive amount of people I'm having to deal with because I can't just get a freaking flight. That it's better that you don't interfere. It's way better that you don't interfere.
Gotta love that fucking car horn.
If you guys could find any confirmation on that, either way, I'm gonna have to make the most responsible decision, whatever it might be. I just don't know what that is yet. And I got an inside look on how these people plan. So like now I understand for the most part what their plan probably is or how they kind of want things to go. But then I also have mine, and then I have the one above them that they don't seem to be able to articulate.
James, you just shouldn't have violated the restraining order. Probably would have been a good idea. You wouldn't even have to worry about this or have a plan or not have ID and be like fucking looking over your shoulder every second. If you just didn't violate the restraining order, son.
Or that they ignore slightly or what have you. I don't ignore any of those. I don't ignore the top level, the middle, or the bottom. I factor it all in. So, like I said, if you got any info on that, inform me. All right, keep me up to date because I want to make the most responsible decision possible. But I am going to head inside, get myself charged up, and I'm going to invite you guys to come with me, obviously. I don't want to see. I'm not the person that can leave trash. I can't do it. What I could do is this. I don't mind if it makes me look bad. I'll go toss this in the trash. I'll come back for my coffee. And security cameras make it look like I picked up someone else's used coffee. But that's already a timeline that I own, so I'm not worried about it. And why am I sharing this with you guys? Like I said, there's a certain level of confidence.
Timeline that he owns? Does it mean like he does pick up other people's coffee and he's cool with it?
So it has to be. So we're doing this. All right, we're doing it. Certain level of confidence that has to be built, or they end up, trying to take control of what you're doing. But so a little finagling, a little finesse, and a little explaining. I can talk my way through it instead of out of it. But my biggest crux is what used to be my largest gift. My youth or whatnot, or that youthful attitude used to be a benefit, and it still remains to be a benefit. But what is different is, here, give me 1 second. What's different is where now it's like it could be more difficult for people to, especially decision makers, it can be more difficult for them to believe that I can handle myself in these scenarios, especially without the training and whatnot, being trained by them.
So proving myself is like 3/4 of the battle nowadays, which is fine. I just have to find where to plug it in. Let's see. Oh, good. Thank God. Oh my gosh. Guys. I hope I'm not too heavy for this. If this falls, I'm going to be so embarrassed. Give me a second. Let me ask. Give me 2 seconds. I have a question for you before I sit on that hanging chair.
Yeah.
Am I too heavy for that hanging chair?
No, I think
Okay.
you're good, yeah.
All right, thank
Oh yeah, the fancy chair.
And I guess I'll say, like, that's the part of the situation that wasn't necessarily planned for. Is as far as where I build things to.
Oh, what happened, James? You doing the lines?
The amount of momentum that I built for is way past being stopped, even on a federal level. I swear to you. Like, try me to open it out. All they ended up doing was magnifying it and making it go faster. So, if that's what they're struggling with, is keep it up, or they don't like how it's going, the best thing you can do is leave me to my own devices and stay honest with me. Stay transparent, stay straightforward. And if they're actually, so I like keeping a distance, but if there are people out there that are like decision makers and this kind of stuff, or stuff that I'm referring to, reach out to me on a personal level. Get a read, be honest with me, and I will straight up. Like, I'm the type of person where I will tell you verbatim what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I really will, because I'm not giving you things that are secrets from me. I'm not giving you information that hinders or affects my ability to accomplish my goals. And I'm only giving you information that either behooves you or you already have. And then you just have a better read on what direction I'm going, which I'm fine with. I mean, you're not attempting to interrupt me. You're just looking to make sure that you can work yourself into the plan. And I don't blame you. I want my government to be a part of my plan in my life. It benefits me in every way, shape, and form. So absolutely. So anyway, chair looks like fun. Chair's a lot of fun. And prioritization is super important. I would say, like, depending on what you're going through or dealing with, there are definitely things that are more important than others. Like, for right now, me just getting through the day and healing up and getting home is more important than even whether or not I'm saying what I'm supposed to say or saying the way I'm supposed to say it. And at the end of the day, it can all be blamed on exhaustion, and if anybody were coming in my direction, it would kind of just make them look bad, because the fact of the matter is, like I said, it could all be blamed on exhaustion very easily.
With all those crazy threats and shit, I was just exhausted.
So it's like the whole idea of law enforcement is de-escalation of crisis scenario. So there's a very easily de-escalation for you. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I broke the law because I was exhausted. I robbed that bank because I was exhausted.
Covers the whole thing. Done. Jamie goes, ever try a swing? Yeah. Yes, I have. But I'm trying not to get too comfortable here. I'm starting to like it. And I have to say, some people are so good at faking whether or not they like me that I seriously can't always tell whether or not they're being real with me. So that's all right. That's why I mostly keep to myself. It's easier that way. On what? Okay, so here's what I pieced this together. Okay, like the government does not want to have to deal with what certain people are trying to do, but what they're trying to do is like build together a timeline where they could line up, making it convenient for me to be incarcerated. Like, you don't realize how easy I made it for them. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I literally turned myself into bait, literally. Okay, and there was several reasons why. Several good reasons why. And now I have no further need for any of that. So it's not going to happen now. I don't need it. I got what I needed. I learned what I needed. You know, that's what you do. You get in theater, you gather intel, you compare it to the knowledge you're already familiar with, you build a more adept mindset, and you become a smarter person, and then you move forward with that information. And the next process, the next part of my life, the next phase of my life required me to be more educated in these facets. So I did. You know, I look at the media, I say, okay, I got an invitation to go mainstream, right? It's okay. Well,
Who gave him this invitation? What?
let's do this real quick. I didn't ask anybody. I just went and I put myself in a position where I got the education. So now I know how to deal with people who are in unique parts of life and are engaged in unique facilities of society. Many of which I didn't even know existed before I, got myself involved. But I'm glad I didn't know, or I would not have made the connections that I have with people that I've always wanted to know. And I'm so blessed to know now. And like I said, I didn't say meet, I said no. So, yeah. Who goes there trolling cow tippers by multi-state cops. Yeah, trolling, looking at agitate, it's not real. I engage with it intentionally. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm coming to the point where there's certain dudes that are getting me more enthused than women. You know, I don't know if I'm changing or if I've always been this way. I'm just getting to know myself or what's going on, but things are a little different now. I don't know what's going on. I learn about myself a little bit more yet. And
See? He's gay.
if I'm going to start involving myself with men more, I definitely have to get more cleaned up. Because women they're pretty relaxed and pretty cool sometimes. Like, they'll be alright with it. They'll just take you home and you take a shower and get the shower in. But with dudes, like, they want you ready to go. They want you ready. At least ones that aren't, overly interesting. So yeah, need 2 seconds. But if you can engage with that trolling, and this is a tactic I've used to help generate traffic. If you can engage, and I'll give you this is a free tip, but I've been doing this so long that doing this piece of it so long that I don't lose anything to teach you. But I caution you. I highly caution you. I'm serious. This is not a joke. Be very, very careful how you engage with the trolling, because it does have the potential to permeate your personal life. It really does. Do not underestimate the power of a hater.
That's right, James.
Do not underestimate the power of a loser. Be very careful when engaging with trolls. And depending on your depth of capability to handle the dark is going to be how far you should or shouldn't go. I would not go further than 50% of your capacity to handle dark content. Let's call it dark content, or dark.
Dark content. That's fucking. That's funny.
Because I can go to negative 100, I can go to 100. That's just where I am. But I will only go to 50 with anyone except myself. I'll go to 75 with my winners, but I only go to 50% with my losers, and I only go to 100 by myself. Coogan, thank you for the share. Yeah, and even if the trolls weren't playing, I know that I'd be living like a king. Yeah. You guys have no idea. Like, because what I was doing was I was keeping my reputation behind me. I was not letting my accomplishments catch up to me. And that decision was because I had a lifestyle choice to make. Unfortunately, someone else made that lifestyle choice for me. Sorry, because they were trying to milk it and underestimated my ability to compartmentalize my priorities and put myself first. So I put myself first, and I moved on. And now I am letting those accomplishments catch up with me. And one way or the other, we're gonna have some fun. That's all that's left, is to enjoy the spoils.
Watered down coffee.
But I'm going to be very particular about who I share them with, because that's a mistake that I thankfully made in earlier stages. Is sharing with people more than I should have. But now I'm sharing pretty much an appropriate degree, I would say. I may not always be socially appropriate, but thankfully we live in 2023, so it's okay to relax a little bit and be myself. It's also been helping me to loosen up and get out there a little more, I want to be able to meet at least one more woman before I leave here. I'm really not like other guys in LA. I'm really not. But for me, it's like, I have to socialize. I have to get out. I have to, find my version of normalcy. I've been an operator. I've been frickin' nothing but focused all the time. And I need to loosen up and relax, because that's the only problem I have left, is not being relaxed. If I could relax, I'm flying high. Make haste slowly. I need to slow down. In order for me to slow down, I've done everything I could to slow down. All that's left is to relax, and it's very difficult for me to relax, or at least it is on my own. So, I was forced to sit in one spot for a very long time and revoked access from every possible way to move faster, and I still move 10 times faster than every person around me. So, but a woman can slow me down in the snap of a finger, depending on what's going on. Maybe go out tonight. I might. I don't really have anywhere else to go but to go out, so I might. And if I'm not able to pull a ticket, like a bus ticket or something, by next week, then I'm gonna get walking. I got about 80 miles to Tampa. I did 3 times that going down, so might as well. Oh, and that's another piece of it. I'm gonna say this next to a client is it's just gotta be clean, and you know what I'm saying by clean. I
I'm looking to put in some work. I'm looking to put in some serious work, because I am not moving into this space of my life where I'm a bachelor, or I'm single, and I'm doing my own thing without, you know, the proper reputation. So I want to make a positive impact and leave some good words. Yeah, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of West Coasters out here. Or at least where I'm at. And if there are, I guess they're like more reserved or conservative. I'm more the open type. Whoa. Oh, I will also say, just in the case of a possibility, just to leave a little precautionary, my disdain for criminal activity will never get me to turn on anybody, even criminals. Be aware.
Why do you call the FBI on me then?
Alright? Silence is a code. It doesn't have to do with relationships at all. Walk to Tampa? I did say walk to Tampa. Did you say walk 2,500 miles? Because I did. Plus like 5 times over in the past couple of years. So I'll make it out there. Don't you worry. What I've done is I've slowed down a little bit, you know? I shut down the panic mode and I just started having some fun. But I'm going to relax even more. Because once I get out there, I have to settle down. Or I'm going to end up walking through Mexico like a crazy person. And I don't want to. So, but I know how I am. And I will. If I'm not relaxed enough by the time I get to California, I will end up either getting out to Hawaii and then going over to Japan or up to Novosibirsk for...
What? How are we gonna get to Hawaii and Japan, James? It's a lot of water.
Go through Russia or do the Trans-Siberian Railway.
How the fuck are we gonna get any of these places? You're such a stupid motherfucker, James.
Or go down through Mexico. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I will go through Mexico and fight crime over drug war, or go over to through Novosibirsk and deal with human traffickers. Or I could just stay in California and start a regular career, settle down, have a normal life, and you know, just build what I plan on building. And those first 2 options are options that probably leave me with a heart attack in my 40s, similar to my father. And I'm not looking for that to be the turnout. How long did it take you? I've had times where I've made it across the country based, like, just somebody caught a ride or whatnot, take a couple of days. I've also had times where it's taken a couple of months. So, Mexico's fun. Emily, I believe you that Mexico's fun. I don't know that the part of Mexico I'm going to is going to be fun for you guys to watch, but it'll be fun for me. But I don't know if you guys would have fun if you came with me. But I will make sure to show you the highlights. The way that I do out here, I show you the highlights of what's around me and the beauty.
God damn, these are the highlights.
Of nature and all that good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, my biggest qualm right now, after talking, I was having a conversation with a former special forces operator, like, you know, someone who's actually enlisted, and he worked with Blackwater, right? I can't get with a legitimate organization. Like, I can catch contracts for myself, but I can't get in an organization because I don't have credentials. I don't have any, because everything I've done is off the books, so I don't have anything to prove my capabilities.
Convenient, huh?
So I can't get a real job, is what I'm saying, in that sector. Ironically, I have better luck getting a job at McDonald's. fluent in Spanish. No, anytime I need a language, I learn it as I go. Sometimes I remember it, sometimes I don't. But I'll be alright. Like I said, what I'm thinking about doing is similar to what they did in that movie War Dogs, Just Without the Crime. If you ever seen War Dogs, they purchase contracts with the government for munitions trades. So they'll pick up weapons, pick up bullets, and bring them to the government, right? And that's what they did in that movie. And so I'm thinking about maybe, you know, like if you ever seen the movie Transporter, I've already kind of done that kind of thing, literally like in real life. So, and just being a weird kind of Uber, not involved in any sort of crime or anything, just, you know, chilling and helping people out when they need rides places. And you know, I'm thinking maybe I could do that on a more professional level overseas, or I said down maybe, you know, into Mexico, back in America. But like, I don't want to be doing that with, you know, I'm not going to be doing it with the side of the fence that's not ours. I want to find a way to do it with our government. But like I said, I don't even know where to look. But and I get nervous about Googling what I'm talking about, because, you know, it's like not something people usually are looking for, and it raises questions of like, why are you looking for that information?
Yeah, pretty much right after Daly was going stealth. This time he was at Black Mass.
And then when I don't have the credentials to back up claims, they're just going to think that I'm some internet nerd who's into the wrong thing, you know? So I put my feelers out there. I shout out loud on live stream in a community that's close to, you know, that is highly populated with military personnel. Word gets around, people talk, and eventually, bump, something shows up in my inbox, and I get what I'm looking for. Word of mouth is the most powerful form of marketing by far. To this day, word of mouth outdoes any form of media any day of the week. Junior broadcast. Jade, thanks for hanging out. Edna, Fonzie, Jim, Fiddler, Virginia. Thank you. That's the level of interaction. Like, the platform gives me like a list of people that are the most interactive to thank. So thank you. Just because working in the military, I was not in the military. I was not a part of our organized military. No, I was not. Technically, no matter how I answer that question, I'm lying. And no matter how I answer that question, I'm telling the truth. So, what I'm saying
What does that mean, James?
is, we're not having a follow-up question. We're going to have some form of diversionary conversational shift into something similar, potentially, if you prefer. But don't be badgering on this one, because I'm not. I'm saying, like, keep the respect, you know what I'm saying? You already knew that one, but I'm letting it slide. I'm in a good mood.
What is this song? I like this song.
And I mean, even for me, is getting eyes on is a tactic for me. You know, if you're not getting what you need, squeaky wheel gets the grease. You know, so all you gotta hide. You gotta remember, I'm not an enemy of the government. Like, I'm on their good side. It's like, I'm not sweating if they know where I'm at and what I'm doing. I don't mind them getting 30% of everything I do. It makes everything I do 30%.
Oh, it's Britney Spears.
Easier. So if I'm sitting here, I'm shouting myself out, and I'm making myself known, even if I'm, as long as I'm not sticking out like a sore thumb or a nail, then, you know, just miraculously, I start ending up with solutions start presenting themselves. And I'm not saying it's coming from the government, because it's usually not, but you can't have people make bids on solving your problem until you
put the problem out there for them to throw bids towards. He goes, just asking because you talk like a person that serves seen a lot of action. No, just got a lot of friends. I just, like I said, my dad's side of the family for 3-4 generations has been American military. So for me, I got involved a lot with this military community and people who are veterans and whatnot. And, you know, I've gotten a lot of advice and a lot of direction and guidance from them. So whatever you hear in me came from them. Minus, like I said, my own skill sets that I've built, basic life guidance, and my verbiage and terminology when it comes to conversational typeset comes from them. Braden, welcome to the broadcast. How are you? And Braden, I've noticed that you don't always say a lot of words, so I kind of try to keep you private. I don't know if you want it to be, you know, shout out or not, but I say you don't always say a lot of words, so I just been haven't been shouting you out. I just didn't want you to feel left out if you were feeling left out.
Because James is running a professional show here. This isn't just the James bitching and making up stories hour. He's actually trying to interact with people. Every time he tries to interact with people, he ends up just like fighting with them.
I just roam around. Okay. I'm also gonna say, if anyone ever tells you that you should like do less to like stay ahead or like you're stressing, Jupiter, thank you. I didn't realize you were here. I'm sorry. Hi, Jupiter. Good to see you. That you're doing too much or this or that. Don't listen to them. Don't freaking put in the work you have to. And remember that if you're not putting in work, there's someone else that is. And even worse, there may be someone putting in work in your direction to take what's yours. Or thirdly, there may be someone putting in work in your direction to stop you from doing what you want to do. I can't tell you how many times there have been beautiful women that I could have spent the night with, and I'm too...
I must have been doing some serious operation as fucking Planet Jupiter here. Because, like, I don't usually block the video out if I'm typing or zoom in on his face. But I must have been paranoid. I'd be like, if James reads this, it's gonna ruin everything. But I don't... What the fuck did I say? What was I saying to him?
Too busy slowing myself down by taking the advice of people I shouldn't have. And I've been flying high, as I should be. So, pick your poison. And remember, you're always going to have a vice. Seek perfection, but don't punish yourself when you don't reach perfection. I don't know when you gave me a gold bean, but thank you. I'm sorry for missing that. Yeah, I'm slowly but surely gravitating to where I belong. You know, and I really tried. I really tried to be a trout. But I'm not a fish. More of a bear than a fish. More of a grizzly than a trout. You gotta be what you are. And don't be surprised if you're a grizzly holding a trout if people think you're about to eat it. Just saying. The philosophy of lion lays with the lamb is still a very, very new concept. Okay? Some of us do have the discipline to do it. Some of us do it. Like I said. I would say I'm more of a lion that prefers the personal company of the lambs. Professional companies, the professional company, I'm all over the kingdom. Personal company, I prefer the lambs. They're peaceful. They remind me that I can relax. And they're playful. They're not constantly looking off in the distance like I do. You know, they're right in their small little AO. Just focusing right on the little space they exist in. And they master that existence. And they don't miss a single blade of grass. Braden, thanks for the follow.
I don't want to tell you what my brain heard him say at first.
And, I try to take after that example. If I go on the hunt, which I don't often do, I would like to savor every bite, I might not be built that way, but I'd like to learn how to be that way. Whatever you could do to get ahead of that competition is going to put you in a better state of survival. Well, work is over. Yeah, one thing about my dad was he was a little guy, but he was somebody that never should have been underestimated. He was a tough one. He really was. But like I said, unfortunately, in some ways, left me a little bit of a negative legacy. And most people, when they...
James, you wouldn't even matter. Who was your dad? You fucked up your own legacy.
Make decisions about the people around them, they're going to make it based on an experience that they have either with them or people similar to them. And, let's just say that my dad made quite a name for himself in the real world. So it's been a lot of work to even get the chance to prove that I'm nothing like him in those ways. And then especially, like I said, with showing these skills and having these kind of conversations that refer back to some of what he's done and accomplished in the good ways. There are comparisons obviously made, and I just seek those, the wisest of the minds, who have the ability to decipher and separate between him and I, and recognize my intentions and my character as an entirely separate, personality from his. My decision-making processes being almost entirely ulterior on the emotional side of things.
Ay, caramba.
Brothers be with me. I'll tell you, my family is stubborn. Stubborn. I think it's about that time of day where the shoot first, ask a question later people come out. What time is it?
Well, like there's a shift change and Josh won't buy him any more coffee.
Yep, it's about that time. Or the night shifters coming out. I just saw on Instagram about James Franco and how he had such a major crush on Lana Del Rey and ended up dating and she wasn't even into him. I just thought that was interesting. Like, I just never saw them two as a pair. And it's always interesting when someone who doesn't date those, you know, somebody that doesn't date a certain type of person decides to date a certain type of person, even if they don't fit together. I respect that, you know, because it's a willingness to at least give it a shot. And a willingness to do something that isn't comfortable for you is always something to learn. That's what I'm saying. Do you think I'm comfortable sitting on a swing in a bougie coffee shop in the position that I'm in, charging in the wall on a live stream? No, not at all. And then saying it out loud, even more difficult.
But it looks fancy.
But you do what you gotta do.
Like, this is hard work, swinging around a swing, like talking crazy.
Especially if you got, like you said, you got results that you're trying to get, and things you want to do, and people you want to work with, and you said you can't.
It all starts on the coffee shop on the swing.
Can't go fishing without a pole. But I think I've met people who've proven that comment isn't necessarily always true. And if people aren't laughing with you, get yourself a laugh. Always gotta laugh. Let me check my notifications real quick. Don't forget to follow. Alright, give me 2 seconds. Got a couple hours till sundown, so I want to go through my my dating apps real quick. Like 2 seconds. Okay.
Looking for a place to stay for the night.
I'll tell you, these dudes that keep hitting me up, you know, some of them aren't nearly as attractive as they like to believe they are.
So you're checking Grindr.
And they're wanting to hook up and whatnot. And I comment, I'm like, sugar daddy? You know, like, are you looking to be a sugar daddy or what are you doing? And they're like, no, you know, either no, I'm not, or I can't afford it. Like, they really got themselves on a high horse. I'm like, I'm sitting over here, I'm like, you think that I'm not going to look at you, and you ain't going to give me anything, and you be looking like that?
James thinks he's such a catch. Like, James thinks, like, every gay guy just wants him.
Like, they be fooling themselves, I swear. What club are you hitting tonight? Don't worry about it. Oh, I forgot it's free Nuggets Day. Yo, that was so easy. I'm not even kidding you. Bait set. See, here's my favorite part about the human ego. The small fish thinks he's the big fish. But always get him right on the hook.
Yeah, like every dog thinks he's a wolf. Right?
And you catch that big fish that
like James, like a little chihuahua, thinks he's a wolf.
Don't know he's a big fish. And then with that big fish, you eat it, and you go out and you spear the whale yourself. You fish the whale, risk it. Or you get nice and hardy, and you go out and you catch that whale with your bare hands. And how do you do that? You get close enough to shore, spear it, and it washes up on shore all on its own. Then you collect the meat. It's Scandinavian way. And then we found, and then we ended up getting populated with crabs.
Wait, what?
Like snow crab. So I don't think it's actually called snow crab, but in our country, or in Norway.
How to catch a whale with your hands, and then we got a bunch of crabs. I thought he meant like genital crabs.
But people always get mad at me. They're like, "Oh, we're covering for you, you're covering for us." I'm like, listen, I got a time limit on this stuff, and if I'm not getting the things that I need, like, I mean, straight up, it's just you got to elevate your mindset beyond the financial. You know, if you don't have the funds to, that's why I'm telling you, I gotta get to the West Coast because people are more. They're more diverse with and more willing to pivot when it comes to the investment of their financial resources. Whereas around here, it's like, you know, it's more of a rifle than a semi-auto, more of a one-shot.
Rifles can be semi-automatic.
So rifle isn't the right word, but more of a single shot than a multi-shot. Burst. Out there, it's more of a burst.
Does James know anything about anything?
And that's something I could work with. Whereas I could do this, but most people don't have the breath in their lungs to hold until...
Like, he plays Call of Duty. He should know what a fucking semi-automatic is. Oh my god.
Sign fire. And they miss the target, and they try to blame the scout. Or not the scout, I'm sorry. They try to blame...
I totally believe he was in all these black ops fucking operations for the government that he just doesn't have the credentials for.
Try to blame the guy holding the... Don't blame your navigator. If you can't get where you need to be, do what you need to do. Don't blame the guy that's keeping eyes open for you. And don't hand him your resources and then say you do it either. Because, you know, that's what a lot of people will do too. They're like, well, look at me, I'm clever. I'm gonna pass it over to you, and you're gonna do the work, and then you're gonna give me a piece of it. No, I'm gonna turn it on you, look you in the face, and say, empty your pockets. You shouldn't have tried to screw me. Have a great day. And I'll leave you in the desert. Because that's the real world. People come in on a team and say it's a team effort, and then they turn around and try to screw you and call it a real world conversation. So when it becomes real world, they're all of a sudden not ready, and they don't know what to do. It's a hard life. And they say, oh, that's not fair. You're not playing by the rules. Well, you just made this real world, so there ain't no rules. You don't want a cowboy, don't cowboy. That's that. You want to play by the rules? Let's play by the rules. People think they could get their cake and eat it too. I paid for that cake. Where's at least half? And by half, I mean the whole thing, because your job is to bake it, and you get paid, and I get to eat it. I had my day where I baked the cake. That day's over. Don't matter how old I am. That day's over. Now I eat it. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, so I guess maybe by the time I get all the way home, you know, I'll have become comfortable enough to jump into what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? For now, it's just getting practice after practice after practice. And then I'll get home and I'll be mighty ready to make it look like it's my first time doing it. And then master it every time after that.
Hey guys, it's me, James Soroka, new here. I'm new, even though I've been here since 2015.
But I don't think I can come up with another 100 nicknames. I don't really think I need to, you know? Not at this point.
I don't think anyone ever asked for that either.
I'm lying for my teeth. I definitely could, but I don't feel like it. I'd rather build a nice big string from here to California. Or, like I said, save everybody a whole lot of energy and just get a bus or a train out there. But people are like, you're not going to do it this way. I'm like, bet. It's going my way either way. Couldn't stop me if you wanted to, and you know it. Even if you use the law, I would still end up using it in my favor. And that's not bragging. I don't tell you guys anything really. No offense. But if I could, I would. But until I really have my finances secure in the way that I want them secure, I can't. But once I do, I might take somebody in. And it could be a man, I'd tell you that. And that's
Well, it's interesting how I worked out the other way. Josh took you in, and he's a man.
for the reason in this country. In any other country pretty much in the world I would. Just any second, third world country I'd take in a dude, get him educated. But in this country, the greatest conversion and the best payout is to educate a woman. So sorry guys, you're out of the conversation altogether. Because if I am going to educate somebody, then I'm going to do it, and I'm going to get that pay out of it. So probably be a woman.
What? James, you don't have anything to teach anybody. Okay, I was gonna go until he gets out of this chair. He's gonna be in the chair for another fucking hour. He just spits around in that chair for like hours and hours and hours and hours. So I'll put a pin in here. If you want to watch Love After Lockup, the new episode, I'm gonna stream it in the server. The server. I think there should be a new one on. It's Friday. It's Friday. So yeah, if you want to see that, come on in. And then yeah, I don't know. That's it for this Friday, guys. Wada wula wula lay. Did he? Yeah, I don't think he went live at all. Just did his pod stream today. I wonder when he'll be back. To enjoy his time away for now. He'll be back being like, hello. But no. Hope you guys have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. See you guys.